think this is this week's. Yes, that is this week's. Okay, so with those immortal words from Wacker, we are on. So just to recap there, we're just waiting for Ben, who plays Jim, to come online. And the party spent a week in 1861. And during there, Wacker picked up a couple of items there that Ray is going to tell us. So what did you get, Wacker, in 1861 before we went to Cavanagh?
First thing I picked up was a musket. So I picked up a musket, some shot, and some gunpowder. And a shoulder strap. So that was picked up. They didn't have any multiple shooters in the shop, although they did exist in the 1860s.
Yeah, Dublin probably wasn't known for repeating weapons.
We went to a wine shop, and I picked up a case of wine from the 1860s that I recognised the vintage of it from being a war-breaking record wine in the 2000s. So I picked up 6 bottles of those as well.
Yeah, because Wacker, who hasn't worked a day in his life and has been living on social welfare, knows 1860 wines. But there you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a random roll during the week and to see if any of his wines are anyway good or bad. And the other thing is he's going to be encumbered by them. So he's either going to be dragging 6 bottles of wine around with him or he's going to hide them. And for the purposes of this evening, because Ray only told me this evening about the musket, what we're going to do is for the next week's episode, we'll have the musket available. I'll do up a stat block for it. But because we're going underwater, he's not going to use it because it's a flintlock type of thing. So it would be.
And the other thing I'm doing, rather than dragging the case of wine around with me while we're in the puddle, I'm going to stash them in the puddle.
Okay.
In the tunnel that we're in.
Okay.
And they'll be available to me back in the 2020s, so I can just.
Oh, you're actually going to leave them in the river, and do you reckon the Dublin County Council aren't going to, or Dublin Corporation are at no stage in the next 500 or 600 years are going to go in there? I thought you were going to get them out at the end of the 1300 adventure.
Now that you mention it, Dublin Corporation might do a bit of maintenance for them. So, once we sort this business out.
700 years, they're bound to be down there once.
At least once.
At least once, yeah. If it's not just a dodge doing other jobs. Yeah. But,
right, they're temporarily stashed in the puddle.
Well, we're not in the puddle yet. We'll talk about that in a second. But, we won't forget that, yeah. Go on, Jim, or Ben, you were going to say something.
Phil, if you want, I don't know the page number. I think it's maybe somewhere near the back.
There is, isn't
there? But there's in the DMG. There's if you have firearms in your game or whatever.
Yeah, so, I'll go over them. I'll refresh myself.
It's up to you. It's up to you. Depends on whether you think it might be too strong.
I was thinking of just.
I don't remember what.
Yeah,
they are,
I don't either. I was thinking of making them something along the level of a hand crossbow or something. Type of lethality.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, Torvi, I don't think bothered doing any shopping. No.
Shopper.
Jim, did you do anything? Did you pick up any little?
No. The only thing, Tim, Jim spent most of his time basically copying over the spell scrolls that he found in Olaf's spell case because he. When we leveled up at the kind of end of defeating Boris the Gibbering Mouther, he could cast 3rd level spells, so he could copy them over. So the few days we spent, however long, back then he was kind of mostly his nose in the book. He didn't notice Wacker going out to buy the musket, so he couldn't object or encourage him.
Yeah. And this week's episode has been sponsored by Jamison's Caskmates IPA. So okay, so look, we'll get stuck in. Unfortunately, Tig, played by Mikey, has to work. And Dunica is also on a secret mission. So, as a result, now Dunica might be back next week, and we'll see Mikey hopefully be back next week. But we'll go on. And Chewie is there with us anyway, which obviously I'll be operating from the phone. And last week, Becky pointed out that I never started the initiative tracker. So this week I have it on a separate laptop. and it should come up as a bit better as we go. So with that, if you have, I see V-Rock is, I think, Becky and Ray, yeah? Is that your name on Old Bear Rodeo? Someone has come in as V-Rock.
V-Rock, yeah.
Yeah, V-Rock's you. You can actually change that if you change, I think it's the pen down the bottom. We don't have to, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Then
you can right click the.
You're not on yet, is that correct?
No, it's not. Sorry, it's being slow. It's just being slow.
Yeah, it's quite a big. This is quite a big map. This is actually the one we downloaded previously.
It's my end. It's my end.
Okay, so where you are, I'll just explain the situation. So you've just come back and you've arrived in Dublin. You're on the south of the river, so you're just on the quays there, by approximately where Capel Street Bridge is now. So that'll mean something to 2/3 of the group, or about 3/4 of the group that's here tonight. For Ben, it's down the river. So it's on the way past the Halfpenny Bridge. So what you're looking at is, roughly speaking, straight ahead of you is actually Dublin Castle itself. And then down to the left on the quays, which is on the right-hand side of the map, is the entrance that I showed you, or that Jack showed you in the future. So that's the Poddle entrance there, and Dublin Castle would be in sort of this direction here. The area that's blacked out isn't the streets, that's just sort of the underground part, if you know what I mean. So I didn't want to put you straight in the tunnel, in case you want to go off and do something else. That's up to you. If you remember, Jack was a bit distracted. You got there quickly, you got in and out quickly, but Jack seemed distracted, like he'd something on his mind, or there's something he'd forgotten, would probably be a better way to put it. So Jack wasn't his usual informative self, and he told you a story about the Birminghams, who had been captured by the Justicar of the day, Lord Lucy, I think was his name, and he had imprisoned the Birminghams in the tower that is now called Birmingham Tower in Dublin Castle, and a couple of days later they were executed. But Birmingham's private army had marched to Dublin to try and rescue them, but it was foiled. They were betrayed as usual, and search was carried out at the castle. The men were routed, and in the search in the Birmingham Tower there were some magical devices that were discovered, as a newspaper article put it. And Jack did admit, though, although he couldn't, as I said, he was a bit distracted. He did admit that there was resonance from this time period of something to do with the harp, and you're missing, as far as you know, one piece of the harp. So Jack led 2 and 2 and got 5, and said, "Yeah, this is probably it." But as I said, he seemed a bit distracted. He didn't seem, there was like he'd forgotten something, or maybe he's a bit getting fed up with this carry on. So anyway, so that's where you are. So he showed you maps of the culvert that runs under Dublin Castle, and he said you can go into the castle, you turn left at the culvert, there's a ladder up, don't go too far down, that's the pool where Jormungandr has been imprisoned, and you can pop back up then into the castle. And he said the castle should be empty enough of guards, because the guards are, at this point in time, are leaving the castle to go and intercept Birmingham's private army. So the castle should be relatively lowly guarded, or a few guards. So up to you guys. You're on the quays. What do you want to do? Buy wine. Buy more wine, no doubt.
Okay. Look, we
Oh, sorry.
had a rest now
As you were materializing, you noticed Tig came in and out of solidity, is want of a better word, and he just didn't materialize. It was like the transporter had gone bad in Enterprise Star Trek B when they all died in it at the opening scenes. Or was it A, the first movie? It doesn't matter. Anyway, so Tig just failed to materialize. You were sort of hoping that Adam had turned up, because Adam wrote in the book and at some random time, and Adam has vanished, and he's not shown up either. So all there is, Chewie the dog. Sorry, I must put Chewie on the keys. So Chewie's back, is no longer a Chihuahua, and Chewie is there, wondering what's going on, what all the excitement's about.
Okay.
We're in Chew.
Okay, well, we should make sure that
Chewie.
we should make sure that we stick to the left-hand side of the tunnel we're on, because that way we'll see the turn and we'll see the ladder.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we go in, because if you start messing about or wandering off, so start on the left hand side.
Keep your hand on the left hand side of the tunnel.
and then walk
Yeah.
along.
Yeah.
Either feet the ladder
Like the
or go-
tube. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the tube.
But look,
just-
we. Oh no, sorry.
Okay,
I'm
you should be
wondering
able to
if-
move your tokens this week as well, and you'll notice there's a
Yeah.
grid on, and the grids are the nominal 5 foot a square. So yeah, you should. I'll move Chewie. So are you going to go? Are you going to head to the tunnel?
Yeah, are we going to head to the tunnel?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Do you need a light or a torch or
That's
something?
what I'm just wondering. We don't have.
Yeah.
Look, we will assume that you would have known you were going into the culvert, and you would have you would have run across the road to the Centra
Yeah.
and picked up a torch.
Jim has the dancing lights
cantrip.
anyway, so he can send a few.
Yeah,
He can concentrate on
Yeah,
the cantrip, but he can send that it's not the same as Adam's light. It's not as bright. It's I think it's 10 foot of dim light, but you can kind of pop them around.
I'm quite happy to
it's-
say that you,
not well done.
after Jack told you the story, you had an hour there to kill.
Mm-hmm.
That you would have gone around
Yeah,
the corner
exactly.
to the Centra
Yeah.
and bought a couple of torches. I mean, that's not. I don't think that's beyond.
Yeah,
You know.
No.
So.
Oh, Phil, sorry, I can wait. This can wait for the next session if needs be. I completely forgot to say it to you. There was a spell that I was gonna give Jim a cantrip when I made the character at first, but because we were doing it in Fantasy Grounds, I didn't have access to it because it was in
Yeah.
Xanathar's.
Okay. Yeah.
Instead of, so I gave him Chill Touch, but I wanted to give him Toll the Dead, which is sort of similar flavor. Is it all right if I swap that out?
No problem with that. I
move
don't
to
think you've
John?
actually used Chill Touch really at all. Anyway, since the campaign started.
It's been my main. It's the
Yeah.
main attack. Yeah,
Okay.
it was just for the sake of
Yeah, go
now
on,
that
yeah,
I've
that's no
access to
problem.
the
Yeah,
stuff I would have
yeah,
given.
Yeah.
Cheers, Phil. Thanks very much.
Oh,
Okay, so Chewie's stopped and Chewie's urinating up against the railings there by the
Awesome.
Liffey. Well, you're
Okay.
hanging around.
We're going to go in. I'll
Okay.
go in first because I have dark vision as well. So
Okay, and someone's going to have to help Chewie down the ladder.
okay, I will then.
You should be able to move your tokens. Just see if you can.
Yeah.
But I think.
you move Chewie.
No, I can't really choose
Well,
that
that-
one.
Can you move your own one though?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
moving
yeah, they're
along.
moving. Yeah,
Oh, it's not showing up. Maybe it only shows up in my one when you've actually stopped moving.
move to the mount of the pod.
Oh.
Yeah, just go to the ladder there, and
Yeah.
we'll.
That's the ladder we could see. I assume.
Yeah, where Chewie is now stopped.
Yeah, well, we're there. Me and
We're at the ladder.
Yeah, we're at the ladder.
That's weird because I can see it
You
on the
can
other
see
thing.
Jim
Yeah, Jim's moved. We can see Jim has moved.
and Chewie moving, but
Oh, let me-
you can't see us.
You can't see us, Phil. no?
I can see you on my stream of what's going on, but on my main view of it, I can't. Let me just refresh there.
That's odd.
It is odd. I'm just redoing a refresh of my one there and see what happened there. Yeah, you're showing up now. So we'll just keep an eye on that anyway. So we'll just see it, and if need be, we'll have to go back to one person just doing the moving. Okay, so we're going to go down the ladder. I take it, yeah. And
Yeah.
Torvi, you said
Yeah.
you're going to go down first
Yeah.
because you've blind sight, dark vision, blind
Dark
sight.
vision, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm blind. I can't have no sight.
Will
I'm
you
blind.
just move yourself a little bit just so I can see if you move, please?
Yeah, done.
Yeah.
It's not moving. Your character is not. Oh yes, you're moving now. That's great. Okay, so you've gone down the ladder and you're looking. Are you looking into the? Are you looking into the tunnel
Yeah.
from there?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you can see, and not delete everything. Okay. Right. You should be able to see now some way into the tunnel.
Okay. So we're going to go in and stay on the left hand side. Isn't it the left hand side? Is that the
Yeah.
left hand side?
Yeah.
The left is on your right, if you know what I mean.
Oh, so it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the right side.
Yeah.
You're on the left. Well, not the right. You're on.
No,
on
that's
the left side.
no, that's the
You're
right
on the
side.
right side.
Yeah.
No, you're on the right.
Yeah.
Should she?
Am I on the
Yeah.
correct side?
It's like a two Ronnie sketch or something.
Yeah. No, you're on the wrong side. That's
Yeah,
the
you should be
that's the right hand side. You're
That's
facing
right.
it.
Yeah.
Starboard. Anyway, and your target hasn't moved
No.
either for me on my
Well,
one.
she's
The
moved
left hand.
upward,
The
yeah.
left hand side is the right side.
Yeah. This is the side here that you should
Yeah,
be
that's
on.
where we are. We're actually there.
Yeah, you are
You know,
now.
okay.
Oh yeah, they're moving. Your targets are moving
East
out
on,
very slow.
yeah,
Yeah, you can see them moving.
What's my
east
fucking
on the
bandwidth?
map is the left hand channel. There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
East,
So, how Chewie in with you?
east, west.
Chewie-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jim, you'll have to have Chewie down.
I'm just going to do a speed test here because there's something. Well, my video was fine. The tokens are moving slowly, but they
It must be at your end because we can see Jim moving immediately.
Yeah.
No issue.
Yeah, I can. You know what's weird? But sometimes, Phil, I've had that. Where sometimes in my, I think sometimes when I'm running games in my DM view, maybe because it's the one host. Maybe it sometimes there's a little bit of lag between. I'll see somebody move.
I'm at 160 megs is my internet speed, so I think I'm okay on that. So yeah, look, it must be just because it's the DM view, but I have actually a monitor up over here, so I can actually see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Chewie's in as well. So okay, for the water height, so you're in shitty water. Well, it's not a sewer, but it's not ideal either. Yeah, it's smelly, crappy water. But we'll say if something was to happen, we're going to be moving at half speed because it's certainly going to be. What's the term?
Picking your
crappy
way
terrain.
Through. Oh, difficult terrain. Crappy terrain.
Crappy terrain. Shitty terrain. Okay, so where Torvi is now, Torvi can see there is another grating on her right hand side. So there is another opening there, another grate, and the bars seem to have been bent, like as they are in that picture. The mouse wheel will scroll you into an area if you need to. So you can see that there is another little bit of an entrance there. And to be honest, the work looks to have been relatively, there's bits of gravel and you can see picks in it. So they're not there hundreds of years. I mean, I don't think any of you are civil engineers, so you probably can't tell the age of when the works were done, but it certainly hasn't been smoothed out by time. So they're possibly new, this extra bit that's been dug in.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we were told to stay to the left-hand side.
You were?
Yeah.
Oh, can I, before we, I just say, Jimmy, like, before we, before we go, too deep in, he's like, the thing I do, the detect magic, he's like, if you give me, he's like, if you give me 10 minutes, I can cast it and it won't use up any of my juice. And he can, I just realized I can do it as I forgot detect magic's a ritual. So it'd be 10 minutes for the first 10 minutes anyway. So I take 10 minutes before we go down. And so it won't have the spell slot. And I think it's I'll double check, but I think it's 30 feet around me, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's
30 feet. And it can't 30 feet through walls or 30 feet line of sight?
No, I think I will. It specifies. I think it's blocked by about like a foot of stone.
Okay.
And less wood, and it
I remember it now. Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah, you're right. I think it's a foot of stone, and
it could be less,
or 3 foot or something. And there was lead as well or something. Okay, look, we'll move on. I don't think it's going to be an issue anyway. Foot
of stone, inch of metal, thin sheet of lead, or 3 foot of wood.
Okay, so you're all getting wet in the tunnel, as Jim is doing his conjuration.
Yeah.
But we did discuss before we
Shadow
can anybody need to do anything before we dropped into the water.
Yeah,
I'm going to start a timer for 10 minutes.
I'm nervous here, Torvi. Right? I thought we'd have. Yep, I thought we'd have that big bastard with us.
And our fearless leader is missing as well. Let's face it.
I think you need to have a new. I think you might need a new leader, to be honest.
A new fearless leader.
Yeah.
But we can't. We need him.
Yeah. Okay, so 10 minutes have gone by, and immediately you detect nothing.
That's good news as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
We move ahead.
Okay, let's roll.
Move ahead.
10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop you there just so I can view you, give you something to view. And bring up my phone.
Zoom in a bit.
Okay, so Torvi and Whacker, or certainly Torvi can see the next bit of the tunnel, and it seems to continues on down.
Instead, don't go too far, but we have to find a ladder. That's why we're staying to the left.
Yeah.
Because they
Mhm.
said there's a ladder on the wall, so we'll hit
Yeah.
the ladder if we stay to the left. You know that way.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I noticed when I switched on to player view, it moves better. So I think it's all the fog because I had it done so that I can toggle the fog easily enough.
Maybe.
So I think that might be what it is. So I'll just keep an eye until you
Yeah.
actually until you get to an area where there's no more fog, or when you get to the end of
Yeah.
it. So
Mhm.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
trundling along, okay, and yeah, that's working much quicker. When it's the fog, is the problem. So let me just get to a bit closer. So you've come to another sort of what looks to be a bit of a bend or something or other, and as you approach there now, you can see a little bit. There's a little bit more of. Why did that go like that? And yeah, you can sort of see about that much.
Mhm.
Sorry, did anything
But
open up there
at
for
all
you?
times, we're feeling the walls for
Yeah,
any
yeah.
sign of the ladder here.
Okay. Did it? It didn't open up the
Yeah.
fog. No, sorry, my
No,
fault.
No.
this
Sorry,
feels
that's
very
No, it's just
innocent.
at Torvey. It's
yeah, yeah. Sorry, my
where
fault. I have
Torvey
so
is
many of
prison.
these little areas that I can. Oh, I've gone the wrong
I
way.
know
Go.
it's little. Yeah.
Yeah, cutting them away. Okay, yeah, there we go. So yeah, you can see a little bit more of the tunnel. There, I think. And again, as you're continuing along, you're getting wet and whatever else, but cold, and you're looking at Jim
Mhm.
going.
No, that's on the right, the left,
I
right.
know, but is it?
Nothing.
Oh, but
Yeah.
say the left beyond it.
Just check.
Jim just whispering as he goes along. Nothing yet. Nothing
Ah,
yet.
whack it.
Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
So and there's another little bit. You
Wait,
can
just
see now
something
that
to
little
fucking
bit
come up
opens
behind us.
out, and you can see a bit into there as well.
Fuck's sake.
That's what I told you. I have 1361 all written because you just walk down the tunnel, Back to the Future. um,
Oh yeah, we're being sensible for once in our
I
lives.
find it amazing. Obviously happened in the intervening week.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Some
show
of
you.
us don't like the dark and the cold and the wet, so we want to get over it as quick as possible.
Yeah.
I think the showing the size of the rest of the the culvert underneath
Mm.
clearly based on prior experience, Phil expects us just to completely ignore his advice about actually sticking to the
Yeah.
left, and that
Yeah.
we lost down in the sewers.
Yeah.
Immediately take the first right,
yeah.
just to piss him off.
Yeah. I have to do a
yeah.
debrief of all the other fucking stuff that you've missed or have short circuited at some stage of this. Okay, you're down in it a bit further. Okay, so as you get there, the bit that you're now coming up to, you notice that you have enough of your light to see that there's a split just up ahead. But there appears to be a whole load of. I'll actually draw it a bit more as you're coming up to it now. There appears to have been. Just make sure I'm on cut. I'll have to come off that. Make sure this is red.
I bet you this is the route we're supposed to take, the left-hand side in the split.
Mm.
So yeah, there appears to have been a rock fall.
Cave in. Of course they're fucking
Yeah.
on.
So the left-hand tunnel appears to be blocked.
There's the ladder, look.
Yeah. So the left-hand tunnel appears to be blocked.
Okay.
Is there? Yeah.
That's where
Well,
Torvey is now. You can actually see this as well. So
Is
Torvey,
this-
sorry.
Is this
Yes,
giant like boulders like we're not moving this kind of thing?
Well, you can
anyway.
You can go over and you can give it a bit more of a thing, but it's blocked fairly much up to probably about that height of the ceiling, and they're big boulders, and the ceiling seems to have just collapsed down from it. So it's sort of the roof has fallen in. And the other thing as well is if if you're disturbing that without shoring it up, that could be a bit of a risk in itself.
Well, fuck
I
it,
really want that big bastard now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody has any magic that'll shatter any of that, do you, Jim, in your pocket? No magic fair and you could just go.
I got I can go invisible or It's like,
Would the dog be able to fit in any of the crevices there?
You could probably see if Chewie would coax up. I don't know what. I mean, like, and Chewie's intelligent, so you could probably give Chewie some instructions. If Chewie probably could on her belly sort of get through. I mean, you know, like you can see bits. As Wacker said, I can see the ladder there, so you can sort of see over it, maybe through the small gap in the side. So Chewie probably could get through if you wanted to.
It's kind of as if there was another way into the ladder.
Yeah.
You know, she could, because she's smart, she could, you know, have a nose around and then tell us if there's another way we can get to the ladder.
Okay. Have a sniff, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I
smell where the ladder is, and then when she leaves, come back to us, she'll be able to smell it back around. I'm so good at that shit.
Yeah, very good at that shit. Is there? Can any of you see through Chewie's eyes or anything?
No, I don't. And
No.
You have
But we're very good friends.
You only magic.
I'm just. The reason I'm saying is, how is Chewie going to describe to you what Chewie sees at the
No,
other
but
end?
we follow her. You know, like Lassie, bark, Timmy's down the well. Follow me. This
Well,
way.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're gonna have to explain to Chewie what you want done, what you want her to do, and how she's going to communicate this to you. Like Chewie's standing looking at you.
Okay, hold on, Chewie. I just want to see me skills.
Yeah,
Animal handling. What's that?
Animal handling is the skill that you'd probably use to see if you could get Chewie to follow out your instructions. All right, yeah.
Okay, can I try that?
You certainly can. I just want to check something here.
Yeah, the character sheet comes up.
Oh yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
So,
I did throw it. I got 14 plus 4 is 18.
You did indeed. You got 18. It's saying up there. Is that correct?
Yeah, 14 plus 4.
14 plus. Sorry. So you got 18. Sorry, yeah. So yeah, but like okay, like but tell Chewie what you want Chewie to do. So.
Okay, so we want Chewie to see if the ladder that we're supposed to go up is in there, and if it is, to find us another way around to it that won't kill us.
So okay, that's fine. But when Chewie comes back
crazy.
out, Chewie's not going to be able to communicate that to you. So if you're going,
Follow her. We can tell her, you find a way, come back, show, and we'll follow you the way.
okay, right.
we want to send Chewie in to see.
I
if
understand
she can come back to us from an other route.
If Chewie
Find
goes
her way
in,
back to us.
okay, if Chewie goes in there and sees that there's a horde of skeletons waiting to chop you all up, how would you like Chewie to communicate that to you? Is my point. It's one thing saying that's one thing, but a lot of other things can happen in there.
Okay, it's 2 barks for a horde of skeletons.
1 for a ladder.
1 for the ladder, and 3 for another route that's safe for us to take.
Okay.
Yeah. 4 for a horde of grimlocks. 5 for a horde of bats.
Chewie just looks at you as if to say, "What?"
Yeah.
So Chewie's
Okay, remember, it's 76 barks if there's an imp on the other side.
yeah. What if it's a half imp?
No, no, we're just leaving the bones ladder way through.
Okay.
That's it.
1 back for a ladder, 2 backs
2
for
a
enemies.
way around, and 3 if there's skeletons. Because we'll tell her if there is skeleton bones there, when you bring us back, we'll put them in a bag and take them all home for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have them
Okay, so
all
how about
to
this? Yeah.
us.
1 bark for found a way to the ladder. 2 for enemies. 3 for like some kind of environmental hazard.
Hey, Alex.
Like, yeah, danger.
So say exterminate, Ben.
Sorry.
Say exterminate.
Exterminate.
Your Discord channel is digitizing what you say, so you were very Dalek-y there. Anyway.
You sound like a Dalek.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, what was it? I missed all that because I was so fascinated by your voice work there on Daleks.
Yeah.
1 ladder.
1 for Yeah, one for found the way to the ladder or whatever.
Yeah.
2 for enemies, and then 3 if it's danger, but if it's like a, it's an environmental
Okay,
thing.
3 marks. He does a risk assessment, and anything over 5 is dangerous.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so is Chewie to bark inside or when she gets back at you?
No. Chewie is to go.
Okay.
Right away. Come back.
Yeah.
Bark ladder 1. Bark 2. Enemies. And loads of barks means just death. Don't go there.
And 3 barks was an environmental hazard.
Well, like if there's like a big hole or another, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
There's a
Chewie
fire
has had
code
enough.
violation.
Chewie's had enough.
I've had enough. I think I'll go with her.
And Chewie gets as far as the end of the rocks there where she can see the tunnel and goes, woof! Woof!
Right, so
Woof!
Oh, okay.
And comes back out.
3 was environmental risk above 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PPE.
3 is just there's a health code violation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 barks.
the ladder there, Chewie.
Assuming Chewie understood your
Well, maybe it means she can't go any further. The rocks are.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, maybe it means she had no fucking idea what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I was an 18,
Yeah,
so I
maybe
mean,
she's a
Corby
fucking dog.
seems confident.
She's a very smart dog. That has saved
She
several
is.
lives already, so show all your faces.
If she's a wizard, she must have actually pretty high intelligence. To be fair.
Chewie, don't mind them, Chewie. They're idiots. They're men.
Canis Magicus is the
Yeah,
class
fair
I
enough.
created for Chewie.
Nice.
Right, so what was the 3 barks? What was fucking 3?
Environmental hazard.
Oh,
I
danger.
don't know. Maybe there's just another cave in or something.
Yeah. Might not be
Maybe.
able to go any further. That's it. I'm
Or a
stuck.
hole,
This is
yeah.
as far as I go.
Well, we could go back out, and if all the guards are gone to fight off the army, there's only a few guards at the gates. We could just kill them.
If we take the route that we were told not to take because it will bring us to the pool of the Mongander.
No, he said, okay, I'll just recap there.
Don't go too far.
He said, don't go too far down the left-hand tunnel because that'll bring you into Dublin. He said, take the left-hand tunnel you must take because that's the one where the ladder out is. But he said, don't go down too far down that tunnel because of the pool. Yeah. Dublin pool would be, on this map, is roughly, say, about here. Is around there. Maybe.
Yeah, so heading down that way,
yeah. But wasn't there a warning that if we use the wrong ladder, we'd end up in the garden somewhere? We didn't want to.
His warning was that if you came up some other ladder, he didn't know that you would end up within the castle grounds itself, and he thought that would be too dangerous. That at least if you came up the left-hand ladder, you'd be slightly outside the castle and you'd be able to sneak back in.
How are we?
Yeah, well, that's not an option for us in this particular direction. So do we go straight on in the direction we can go, or go back and explore that other entrance that was near the near the main entrance?
Well, I'm just going to go as far as here, and is that fire I can see?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Okay, it's not actually fire. I can see why you think it's fire. It seems to be that the water gets quite shallow there. So around the edges, it's rushing a bit faster to keep pace. But it seems to be a little bit of a raised ground that is a little bit higher than the water. A little island of muck, in the tunnel.
Jim,
so okay, you're gone
here.
to there. You're going to the corner, are you? So I'll just open up that bit that you can see in there. So to your right, you actually now see that there is another bit of an entrance, and there's a bit of water is flowing in there from the Poddle River, but there's also that's more concrete. Sorry, concrete wasn't invented, but you know what I mean. Smooth stone, marble, should we say? That's just in there. Right. And it seems to bend back. You can see from where you are that there is that here is a bit more of the tunnel continues back on itself. that way.
Okay.
And you can see up here,
Mhm.
there seems to be either an alcove or another tunnel going this way, and then this way. And this is maybe where the culvert joins back into the left-hand channel. We don't know if we can't see that from where you are.
Well, we can. Can I just step here to see what's there?
Yeah,
You can.
because that's the general direction we want
You
to go.
definitely see when you step there, you can see that this tunnel goes in, there's a tunnel in here and it branches back off to the right.
Yeah.
And you can't you probably can see a little bit more here, so I'll just unmask that. But basically you can see that, why won't that? Oh, because I'm on the wrong view. That it, this bit here just is a false sort of nook, and there's a little bit more here, but it definitely seems to be that is possibly the end of the culvert there.
Okay.
We can't cover that.
So I wonder if we go right here. There's the way that curves back up. There's a lead up to the other tunnel that was
The new entrance.
yeah, at the start of the entrance.
It could do, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
So
say
what would
we
you
press on for the
Yeah.
Down this
for
way.
now. No. To the right.
This
Up,
way.
is it?
Yeah, on the map. Up to where we're sitting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so with that,
Because we don't know where the ladder will come out.
Yeah, I just
He didn't
stand
know.
here so I can shout back and tell Wacker he's not coming down.
so
the
I'll just
alleyway.
reveal a bit more. So as you stand there, Torvi, now you see there's two things that you can actually see in. There is another bit has revealed that the tunnel, there's a bit of the tunnel goes off to your left, up further if you like, and it continues on straight down as well.
And it's
And
not wet.
no, it's definitely the one to the left, as you rightly say. The one that's up this way, I'll just get my marker. That's back into water, same type of water. This way is definitely some form of red clay, gravelly clay. I wouldn't read too much into the colour of it. It's just to show that it's different surface. So it definitely continues on that way.
So you can stay in the water and go.
Well, is that exactly what I thought you would do?
Oh,
I
go right. What? That we go in the water?
No, I'm enticing you out of the wet water. I'm joking. Relax.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Is he's trying to get us onto the dry land?
Yeah. No, I'm just. It's just for to give a bit of different, or maybe I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. You see, we
I'd say at this point, Phil, 10 minutes of detect magic. I'd say there.
So if this way brought us into the garden,
yeah. By the time Chewie went through the tunnel and everything, I think
we were waiting. Yeah.
Okay, so
so in case you were to reveal something that just you wouldn't otherwise, because it would be gone.
Yeah.
See, this one could bring us back to the first right-hand tunnel we saw. This one would bring us further into Dublin Castle, which means if we come out in the middle of the castle, in the ground. So, like anybody anywhere in the castle could probably see us.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go?
But that's why I'm wondering, would we have?
We can't go too far left.
But we want to go this direction. Why wouldn't we go that way? You know, because it's thinking that we might be able to come back around.
If you want to show, I mean, you can use your little teardrop as your marker for Ben, so he can see where you're talking about.
There, no.
Yeah, look, to go. We know the ladder was this direction that was blocked off for us. So if this is offering us a similar direction, would we not go this way rather than back into the castle grounds? You know, and see that we might come out somewhere here that brings us here.
Yeah, well, you go down there.
Well,
we're not going to be home.
You go down there.
I mean, I suppose we could have
sketch.
We could look around the corner before we get to the pool, and just to peek around to see, is there any way, what the crack is with this? Yeah. Why can't we get to the ladder?
Okay, do you want to do that?
Worth checking.
Yeah.
Green and black, your only chocolate.
Oh, and the best is the green and black chocolate ice cream.
Oh, I haven't tried that.
Something else.
Can Jim?
Sorry.
Sort of peek around.
Jim is peeking. Okay, let me get into fog mode.
That's you chosen. Yeah, take it off.
Okay, so Jim goes peeking, and Jim sees that. So Jim sees what Chewie's environmental hazard was. There was basically the rock fall is either side of the ladder.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Of course it fucking was.
Well, Chewie fucking backed. Chewie, you told Chewie one back if there's a pat. So Chewie's looking at you now, going, "I fucking told you." 3 backs.
She did, yeah.
She did.
I should put more faith in you, Chewie. I'm sorry.
I told you, Chewie, man.
Okay then.
We know everything.
That's down here.
You going down there?
I know. Yeah, that's. You can. It's released. It's just that we haven't zoomed out enough. Yeah.
You can use the arrow keys on the keyboard to move the map left, right, and up and down.
Yeah.
And you can use the wheel on your mouse to zoom in and out.
Yeah.
Jesus, where?
Yeah, I feel like this is possibly the pool. Then.
Yeah, we should.
So
not
let's avoid here for now.
Instead, it would be at the end.
Too far.
Too far. Yeah.
So our choices is.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben. The choices is we go on the dry or the wet.
Come on, don't ever go on the dry. We're Irish. We can't be going on the dry.
Well, look, the thing is, all right. Well, so we got to get at least inside the castle walls.
Yeah.
To get to the prison to to get into the cell. So it looks like we're gonna have to come up, somewhere inside the castle. But we don't know where it. We don't know where it's gonna come out. They didn't know, and a lot of the guards are out, so there mightn't be that much security inside. I mean, maybe but if we want to get up into the castle, maybe the dry part here is our best way in. If it's sort of above the water level,
Yeah. Yeah, we'll give it a go. We can always go back if it doesn't. If it's not if we're going too far off where we think we need to be, directionally.
Yeah, if we're not dead, we can go back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's give it a laugh.
Assuming we don't die a horrible death.
Assuming we're capable of going back, we'll go back.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
gonna say I'd just like to congratulate all of us. We've been quite calm and optimistic, down in these sewers back in the 1300s, hunting the cult of a god that's going to destroy the world.
Yeah. You have a brain tumor anyway, Jim. So
I think we're all
exactly
where we're kind of not sure if this is real or not, or if it is real, we better pay attention, and if it's not.
Yeah, that's where my head's at.
My head's kind of like I drank too much Guinness too quick, and I'm kind of hallucinating now.
Mm-hmm. I will show
back of the bus.
What I'll do is, I if you want at the end of the underground segment, assuming you're not going back in, I'll reveal the whole map to you if you haven't wandered every inch of it by then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See. Okay. So we're going to go here.
So again, you see it seems to branch and it goes straight off, and you're going on the straight along route. Okay. Mm-hmm. So. Okay, yeah, you haven't gone any further there.
We're kind of just assessing where we're at.
Yeah, so there's a fork, and it goes on Torvy straight on ahead of you, to the right, to this direction. It looks like it goes. And Whacker seems to be at the other. There's another split there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're still on roughly the same level of where the water, maybe up about a foot or so higher than the water level. It's just out of the water, but you're not on an incline or anything.
Okay. Well, I just have a.
And again, these seem to be relatively newish tunnels in the sense that there's bits of rubble still on the ground that would indicate maybe that these walls had been recently. I'm just going to toggle that for you now. Those walls had been dug out from it.
Okay.
So, okay, you see that where you are.
Oh, okay. So me and Whacker could end up at the same point, going to different directions.
A door or a blockage.
Over a Scooby Doo.
It's just out of your. It's just an area that okay, you've come into there and you can see that there. So yeah, as Wacker comes around, you complete the circle as it were, and yeah, you suddenly realise that yeah, that was just a column or something, just because it was a branch and a thing. Okay, and we're going back to here. So as you approach here now, you see that the tunnel goes out, and at the end of it, there is definitely a. You can see the floor steps up a little bit, and there seems to be something all right at the end there. Not something, not creature, but there is a. You can see a slight different change in the walls as you go on further down.
Oh.
Okay, so it's a way out.
And you can see, like at the sides here, it's definitely getting into a more sort of hewn rock. So I'll just reveal a bit more of that there now. Sorry, I just had to move my own map up. So give me a second there now. Take that off there. So yeah, you're looking straight down here, and what you can see is you are able to look right across. Actually, you shouldn't see that. That's just rock up here. Anyway. So you can just look across. I won't let you go. I'll pause there where you are. So just describe what you see. You definitely see some sort of marble type of floor. Not perfectly done, but there's some sort of flagstones, and you can see raised up about 3 feet. This thing here seems to be like a very large stone table, and there's 2 very pointy bits from where you can see on the end of it, very much, and there's ornate stuff on it. You can see right across to the opposite side there seems to be like a holder for a torch, which is not lit at the moment, a little alcove, or what do they call those where they put torches, a sconce, is it?
Sconce,
something like. So that's what it looks like. There is a little alcove in there, and there seems to be a door, which should have revealed. I don't know why it didn't reveal. I just revealed that there. No, there's a door on. So this, yeah, the wrong thing came up. That should be. Where is that now? I'm looking at my 2 maps. What the fuck? Okay, that's better. So there's a door, or you can definitely see now. You've come a bit more into it, so I'll reveal it a bit more there. So if you just want to move to the end of that red brick there, Bex, I'll kill you all. No, just don't end up in the church. I just want to reveal the rest of it. So basically, you just go to the end of where that red ground is, just so I can show the rest of the entrance. So you look in, and you definitely see that there's a cavern has been carved out. And over on this area here on the ground is definitely some sort of ritualistic stuff has been into it. And you can see that there is definitely, this now is a 5-sided pentagram altar. And there is alignments, and there's all sorts of mystical stuff on it. And I'll just give you a bit better view there because you are moving around there. And I'll just reveal the whole of this thing. Yeah. So yeah, you have another that there. You have that there. You can see from there. So you can see there's another exit out there, and yeah. So it definitely, and where you're standing, you can see there is another tunnel this way, and there is a compacted ground. So I'll just explain everything that you can see. Let me just reveal everything that I think you can see there now. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just go back to your view. Okay. So. It's definitely some form of a temple-ish type of place that's been manually made in the ground. There's a lot of these sconces and torch holders there. None of them are lit at the moment. There seems to be 2 hangings from the wall here. There's something hanging from the wall there. There's something hanging from the wall there. There's this altar. There's these ritualistic symbols on the ground. Which Torvi, as you're Scandinavian, you recognize straight away as Nordic runes. And out this way, there seems to be another exit. And what you do notice about that is it's a much more even surface. It's a much more prepared ground. The way you came in was very rough and redly hewn, and it's just bare stone. This, once it isn't carpeted, it's definitely it's definitely Possibly one might even think the way people would come into it, but you don't know. You don't know what it is. It's definitely of a better quality, is all I want to say.
Like
Okay.
like packed earth kind
Packed
of.
Dirt, yeah.
kind of
It's sort of someone's took a bit of time on not having this shite like, given that it's
So,
underground like.
Phil, just the first thing when kind of coming through the sewers and then just seeing this kind of big ritual chamber up ahead.
Yeah.
Just at that, Jim is gonna cast Mage Armor on himself, so just
in case.
getting ready for a fight. Yeah. So,
Okay.
So for the next 8 hours, just
So you.
do that. Yeah. And then he's gonna if we're going around the room, he'd just say to Whacker, he's like, if it looks like things are gonna kick off, he's like, before you go, before you rush off and do your thing, he's like, just stick around for a second if things get hairy, and I'll do the magic up your bow.
Yeah.
Magic up your bow.
You.
Whoa!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it only lasts an hour, so he wants to wait till there's like action. Like
You
some
see
bonus
this
action.
stuff on the floor, the Nordic stuff. How is that on? Is that engraved or drawn or written or how is
It
that?
seems to be a bit of both. It seems to be the lettering seems to have been chiseled in, and it seems to have been painted on.
Okay. So
Could
is there any
Jim-
way I can not destroy it, but just like make it so it can't be used? Like, can
I'm not being smart. I don't know what's in your. Is there anything in your inventory? Do you have painter or?
I have pens.
chisels?
Yeah, I have pens and pencils.
Well,
and
it's quite big. You can see this is
Is it?
probably a diameter of nearly 10 foot. Like your, so it's quite big. I don't know if your Shar would have enough ink in it. You probably need something like a chisel, or you need to take chunks out of it.
Has anybody got a hatchet in there, or
No.
a big axe or something in their equipment?
No. I'm not an axe kind of dude.
If you blunt that axe, it won't be doing as much damage in combat.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I just borrow Whacker's hand axe, and I'm just going to start
Make shit of his hand axe. You can if you want.
I just want to break even the circle, just break the circle, or
Yeah.
just disturb the thing so that it cannot be used on us if we're in here, for conjuring.
Okay,
shit.
you can.
Use the musket.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, there will be a penalty, but you can. Yeah.
What's the penalty?
Oh,
for?
well, I'll tell you, I haven't done it yet, so I won't tell you. But it'll be a fair one. I won't do anything that's
No, I'm going to end up hitting myself on the head with the axe. Jim, can you do a cast?
No, you're bottling it. Come on,
Jim,
you
can
wanted
you
to
do a
break it.
cast thing here to see if there's anything that's going to, detect the spell or.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just because now, I mean,
Before
Jim is
I
thinking.
took
I mean,
anything.
if we wanna
Yeah,
hang around
Learning.
minutes, I can do it without a spell slot. But do we want to hang around in this place for 10 minutes?
Well, we're going to be rooting around. We're going to search under that table and stuff.
Yeah, because Jim, before he casted before he tried to do a ritual to take magic, he was just gonna have a quick look over this kind of table, this stone table, to see just anything that reading in all his occult little books and stuff he used to read on the internet and all that. Does it look like he might be able to discern like what kind of ritual is used for? Like as Becky was saying, is this intended to summon something? Is it for can he get any inkling as to what might be waiting for us? The purpose of the room might be.
Okay, so it definitely is a place of worship of something. There's a lot of circles drawn on it, and it seems to be the circle seems to be the reoccurring theme. Like the circle on the ground, there's circles on the table, there's circles within circles, and I don't mean the Celtic swirls. I'm talking about a circle. Now,
Like,
Torvi,
centric.
Torvi, will you roll me an intelligence? Sorry, which one is learning? Wisdom is learning, isn't it? Wisdom. No.
Wisdom's like
Common sense.
Like
Yeah, intelligence.
Smart and intelligence, book smart.
Book smart, yeah. Torvi, will you roll me intelligence there, please? Yeah.
I don't have an intelligence.
No, sorry.
on
On your skills
Or-
there.
This
Yeah,
one.
or could be. Yeah, you can either click the stat or.
Sorry, no, there is. You actually have a skill there. What's it called?
It's,
Do insight for me. No, that's wisdom. Investigation. Now, there was one you rolled the last day.
History.
What one?
Is it North?
History.
Is it,
Yeah.
what's-
Sorry,
is it-
history. Yeah, history. Or you can choose
Yeah.
history or religion, whichever is your better one.
Okay, hold on. Let me
Oh, yeah,
get
religion's a good one.
Yeah. Hey, look, it depends whichever one. I don't know what Torvy's stats
Yeah.
are.
history. Oh, they're all
Yeah,
both
whatever you.
15.
15. Okay, so you recognize the circle as your Mungander's symbol.
Oh, okay.
Wormy
Okay.
Yeah,
itself.
makes sense.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
you do know from Norse mythology that the circle represents your Mungander.
Okay, so we should destroy the circle.
Yeah. It
So,
makes
okay,
sense. He's
there's
only
a-
next. He's
yeah.
only next door.
Yeah, there's a lot of circles there, by the way. Okay, so yeah,
Well, he could deface
I'm-
the circle.
yeah,
by
I know, I'm
putting
joking, yeah.
X's and triangles through them
Yeah.
or something, you know.
Yeah.
Fart on them. I don't know. Get the dog to shit on the circle and he can use that.
he could take that as an offering. Okay, so yeah, that's where you are. Are you doing your ritual, Jim? By the way, is Jim?
If they're saying let's take time, yeah. I won't be able to do it as the same time as if he was like inspecting the room or anything.
Yeah,
He'll
yeah.
do detect magic, and then
Well,
'cause he doesn't want to start poking around and stuff until he knows that.
Well, you could
You know what I mean?
you
There's
could be
not some
doing that
magical
while they're
thing.
doing a non-invasive examination
Yeah,
of the
we'll
room.
just have it. Yeah, I'm walking around this
If
thing.
they have a
looking to
recce.
myself.
Yeah. So we'll say
Yeah,
so. Jim is doing
Jim-
his thing.
Jim will-
If that's what you want.
Yeah,
to do.
he'll sit.
Yeah.
He'll kind of do it in the
Keeping sketch.
the middle of the room.
Yeah.
He won't do it like on any he won't do it standing in the circles or
Yeah,
at the
yeah, yeah.
table just because it's magical. He doesn't want to like cast magic like directly on these things.
There's a game,
So
I
he
don't know if
kinda
you've ever played it, called Time
stand in
Stories
the room.
board game, and it's a time traveling one you play with cards. It's quite good. Myself and Dunica's missus were playing it one night, and there's one bit you go in at the end, and it's like, oh, you come into a room and there's a pentagram drawing on it, and one of the people in the room, it's a mental asylum, tells you stand on each point of the pentagram. And it's okay, it's what you do now when you play a card. So we all did, and the card goes, yeah, you were the last 3 people they needed for to complete the ritual summoning of the devil, and these are all dead. It was like, yeah, in hindsight, standing on the points of a pentagram,
Yeah.
it's probably
Not a
during a
good idea.
cult ceremony, is probably not
After a mad person.
out into the asylum. It's probably not the best way. Okay, so you're doing that. So while Jim is doing that, what are you particularly looking at?
I'm looking at my circle.
You're looking at your circle whacker.
I'm just out. You know, I think these are one of the hanging things on the wall. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to the hanging things on the wall. Let me get my notes. Eventually. Okay, so the first one, you're at the one that you're at in the thing.
Yeah.
And at this time you notice now Chewie has been standing for the last, since you came into the room, staring at the other hanging. And Chewie has been doing a bit of a growl beneath its, the old menacing. So as you notice, as you're standing there, you see a picture, and I'm going to just pop it up on the screen. So this is the one that Whacker is looking at. So he sees, it's this painting. So it's a woman being burnt at the stake.
Lovely.
And underneath it, it says, so someone has framed it. It's a nice painting, and they framed it, and it says, Petronilla de Meath. So that's Petronilla de Meath, as in D-E, Meath, M-E-A-T-H, as in the county. And it says underneath that, she died for our benevolence.
Did she really?
Did she do
Did
it
she
willingly?
really?
That's what it says. Are you finished with that picture?
Was the consent
Yeah.
with the consent with the dying?
Yeah. So where's the map of the castle now? Oh yeah. Hopefully now I'll go back to where it was all revealed. So yeah. So that was that painting.
Okay, I'm over. I'm starting to go out. Chewie's growling, so I'm going over to have a look for her to see what's wrong with her. What's wrong with you, Chewie?
So
Yeah.
as you approach, you see there is another nice painting, and underneath it says Dame Alice Keitler, and it says so that's the name on it, and it says the bringer of our Saviour. and that's the painting.
Oh, that's Carrie, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
That's that bitch, Carrie.
Yeah. So it's Dame Alice Keitler, and it says the bringer of our saviour. It's a nice painting. Oh, that's her. She's on the phone. Don't answer it. It's like the Ring.
It's your Manganda.
Yeah. He said, "Will you keep the knives down? I'm trying to fucking sleep."
Yeah.
Okay, so we
so
know
I-
what.
Yeah, and I'm just going to go back to the map there, and it's a lovely frame. That's actually, if you notice, art critics will notice, that's the frame off the Mona Lisa that I lifted and put her picture in.
I see.
As I'm sure that's a
She's
copyright
not
infringement
quite-
at some
she hasn't
stage.
quite got the gravitas of the Mona Lisa. I don't-
She's smiling. She's a better smiling. It's a poor
Yeah,
woman.
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what you see from those two.
Okay, so can I just have a look at the table while I'm standing here looking at
You
Carrie?
can, and again you can see there's circles, and as you look now more in it, you can see that the circles aren't just circles; they are a picture of something eating itself, the worm eating itself. So it is,
Oh,
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
now that
Phil,
you
just as Jim's been sort of doing his ritual and all that, just looking across the way at this, is that like a drop down, or is that is there a grate there or something?
that is just
Or-
it's just a grating. It's a gate, like
Yeah.
it's a wooden sort of gate. It's nothing of
important.
Just.
importance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I actually probably when I drew it.
Like we could go that way if we wanted to, or
You
it's-
can if you
it's-
want to.
there's-
Yeah, it was actually probably. I know there's a reason why I put that in there, and I was probably going to put doors and all these entrances, and I forgot to delete that one. So yeah, it's
No,
just.
yeah, I was only wondering, just
Actually,
getting an idea.
There's a bit there as well where Torvi is there that I should free up there too. Just in front of you as you've wandered past
Oh,
it
yeah.
now. So you can see that there is, again, there's another little bit there. I've just grayed that out. So, yeah, there is another entrance there. Or there's another bit of a tunnel. That way. So,
There, Connor. It's all right, bud. I'm here. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's all right. You'll be back in a minute. Dog's freaking out because Reagan went out without him.
yeah. And just point out to Connor that in our game, not only did Chewie spot the picture before you did, Chewie went into the tunnel, did a risk assessment, a very good risk assessment that was ignored. Meanwhile, Connor's having a hissy fit.
No, it's all right, bud. Yeah, no, we did acknowledge it. I told her I'd give her a bone. Come over, come here. Just let me get the dog. He's freaking out. Come
Yeah.
here, bud. Ray goes nowhere without me.
Yeah. So Wacker, what you want to do? Is there?
Fine. It's all right. There we go. He was at the hairdresser's yesterday. He's lovely now.
So
Yeah.
hairdresser's open, Connor.
No, there is groomers open.
Yeah.
Oh, he's all right. He'll be back in a minute. He's all. Okay. Well,
He's gone
can
forever,
Jim
Connor.
do his detect magic now every 10 minutes there?
I'd say you're probably 10 minutes at this stage if you
Yeah.
want to move that on. If you're waiting for Jim to do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, you don't. I mean, like, it's a fucking grim-looking place, but there's no essence of magic in it. It's no different to any church. There's no supernatural beings there at all.
Okay. But then can we destroy the table and the pictures?
Okay, right. Well, yes, of course. The pictures are just material. If you want to do that, that's fine. You certainly will be able to cut them up, no problem with your knives and stuff. Whilst you might be able to deface the circle that's painted on the ground with the axe, that table is a good. And actually, I don't even know how they managed to get the table down there. But that
Could
was
we
some.
set fire to the table?
No, it's not wood. It's metal. Yeah, go on. Yeah, fuck it. It's wood. If you want to set fire to the table, yeah, set fire to the table.
Because we decide which way we're going to leave. And when we decide which way we're going to leave, just before we go, we're going to set fire to the table.
If you want to set fire to a big, huge bit of wood in an underground passage that you might take you 20 minutes to get back out of.
We're going to be standing in fucking 3 feet of shitty water. Like, I don't think it's going
Yeah,
to burn.
okay. Yeah. I saw the Poseidon
Yeah.
Adventure. I know that can go fucking arseways. Go on,
Gene
yeah, whatever
Hackman
you want
played
to
a
do.
priest in it.
Yeah,
I
I know,
was
yeah.
laying down
And he
here,
wasn't a
my phone
paedophile.
was
That'll tell you it was
like
the
this.
70s. So, he was. He just hadn't been caught yet. Right, look, yeah, if you want to set fire
No.
to the whole temple, I've no problem with that.
Okay, well, we just have to decide which way we're leaving, which of
Yeah.
these fabulous corridors
Mhm.
that we're leaving, because they're all technically leading us back up the same direction.
Yeah,
actually.
you haven't seen anything that is leading you back down towards Dublin.
Yeah,
They're all leading you back up towards the Liffey, as it were. So,
I'm saying they're all like where we came in. It's kind of pushing us back up that way.
yeah. But then, you don't know, there
Mhm.
could be another bend around the corner.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh sorry, I'm on the laser pointer, not the thing. Um, sort of, kind of
Actually,
just
you would
peering
see.
down that
Sorry,
way. I mean,
there is another one that you would have seen.
Mhm.
I'll just clear that there now. There is another bit you would have seen down that as well.
Good in a minute.
So yeah, you would see the length of that one.
Yeah, we could always take a risk with this corridor. It seems to have been used regularly, so there
The-
must be an entrance to it at some point.
The one where Jim's at,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
it seems important, or it seems like it's heading off the ritual chamber and
Yeah.
into proper
Yeah.
ground, so it might be leading from somewhere in the
It
castle.
seems
Ah,
too easy,
down
Jim.
here.
And the other thing
has
is,
been easy so far.
one might think if this was a Christian church where it's at the bottom, the door is at the entrance, the altar's at the other end. So yeah,
You walk in and you face the
Yeah.
face the altar.
but I'm not up as much on satanic cults as I am on
No,
lich
but-
cults.
Okay.
Yeah, lich cults. Yeah.
Well, I'm
So
just going to step down here so we can see what's down here.
okay,
what-
right. So as you do that, building collapses. As you do that, it obviously opens up a bit more, and you see. Okay, I'm gonna reveal that bit because you've sort of poked your head around the corner, so you can see
Yeah.
to the right it turns to there, and to the left I must just do a bit where you are. You will notice to your
Sorry.
so directly, and I'll just explain what you're seeing there. So you can see straight up. Go back to the pointer. You're back into it. Sort of goes down a bit, and you're back into the murky waters.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see to below you here, there seems to be a grate in the
Going
ground.
up.
Well, I don't know if you're going to look down it.
I'm going to have a nosy.
Well, if you nose down it, you can see there's a ladder down underneath the grate. And the grate does have a lock, and it's locked from the other side. There's a padlock, but it's under it. There's a ladder down, maybe 5-6 feet to the bottom of it, and you can't really see because it's in shadow whether or if there is a tunnel leading off it, or if there's tunnels leading off it, or if there's nothing leading off it. You can say it looks like the same surface that you're on, though. It's not water, is what I mean. It's not like it's not like a
So
pit
we
of
have
water.
to decide whether we're going to go down here or go searching through the shitty water again.
I mean, it looks. I mean, maybe this is Ben speaking more than Jim. It might be a bit meta. It might be a bit of a meta game thing. But because it's sort of this place is central, and this is right by the ritual chamber, it's kind of the rest of it. It almost looks like everything's kind of flowing down this way, and it's all kind of leading to this like a central. Even like in game and out of game, that like in game we've kind of come to a bit of a central point. And surely whatever's around here is, if they're bringing stuff down from the castle, because the cultists would have to get down some way. But I mean, we can check the rest of the sewers, because if you want to like check the rest of the sewers out, and
Sorry,
I'm not
there might be
particularly
something useful
towards
down here if you
that.
want.
I'm just unsure as if we're going to be wandering around these sewers looking for an
my
opening
fault.
that doesn't exist.
There was another
Yeah.
doorway. I'm just going to reveal it there that you would have walked past. I thought it was I thought it was a wall. It's not a wall. So there was yet another doorway here that sort of missed that, but it doesn't seem to have been anything different to have detracted you from here.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because we could end up wandering around these sewers the exit that we wanted is blocked.
Yeah.
There was no other exits mentioned other than that one. Other than if you come out in another place, you'll end up in the middle of the garden. So
Yeah. Well, I suppose.
go on.
Oh no, sorry, my audio cut out there for a second. Sorry, Becky. What were you saying?
No, you go on. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
No,
whether
sorry, because I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we want to like break this grill and go down, because obviously they're locking it from the other side, which means they're coming and going from that direction.
Yeah.
But where are they coming and going from is the question.
Yeah.
But if this is a secret place, it would have to be somewhere that's discreet where they're coming and going from, because they wouldn't want everybody to see that they're going down with all this stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I'm assuming that wherever these people that are using this or building this are coming and going from, the entrance at the end of this is going to be in a discreet place as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whereas if we go back the way more to the kind of sewer stuff, it could be somewhere very public that would be like where we came down, was just on the Liffey, like.
And the other thing as well, and I'm just throwing this out here because I could be leading you astray, is you don't know, because maybe this is what I wanted you to think. You don't know if they were going up and down to this temple that they'd want to be wading through a load of shite water and getting their goods shoes wet.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're obviously using this entrance because they're coming and going, but from the opposite side because it's locked there.
Yeah.
So as I say,
good.
You don't want to get your sacrifices all
they
dirty.
don't want everybody to see their comings and goings. So I think if we do come out at the end of this, it could be somewhere either in a personal bedroom or a personal space, or somewhere discreet, like in a cellar or a kitchen or something. You know,
we could always get to the top of the ladder and just kind of. We just sort of peek there.
You could. What you could do is you could find the route out, the safe route out, go up the ladder, and then go back and go into the bit that kills you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Whacker is
trying to break this lock.
Well, Whacker could attempt to pick it.
Right, I'll get Whacker's.
So you are rolling a what did we say for lock picking? It's a +5. And he's rolling it on.
Sleight of hand, is it?
It's because there is no actual. It's any of the Dexter ones, isn't it? It's actually not sleight of hand. It's just. I think it's just a regular. I remember looking this up.
With the thieves' tools.
Which he has.
This is Whacker doing it. Yeah, not Torvik.
Yeah, and he has thieves too.
Yeah, it's tools. Tools are a weird one, and thieves' tools comes up a lot because it's not. The thieves' tools are basically the same thing, like as the same way with a skill that you'd be proficient in it. It's like it's almost a stand-in for a skill. So you basically you fill with the side. You're making a check with the tools, so you're adding the proficiency bonus if you're proficient. And I think it'd be kind of up to you what stat you'd want to run.
The last time we did it was we did a dexterity roll.
It'd be Dex plus the proficiency.
And it was 5. But correct me, your proficiency bonus has all gone up since the last one, so it now be 6.
Yes.
So
proficiency goes up at level 5. So +3. +3 plus the stat.
So it's a Dex, is it?
It's a Dex, yeah.
With a plus.
So we'll add it
I wonder does
So that's 14 and plus the proficiency bonus, so that's 17. So. It's actually handy on the phone that I only found out the other day. It actually gives you the one on the thing. So Whacker's underneath. Oh, he's back in there. Oh, you missed your lock picking roll. So the party decided there was a lot of deduction there that the cultists would be coming and going somewhere discreetly, and that the sewers wouldn't be the most discreetest path. So they found this grating, which seems to lead down, was locked on the other side. You leaned into the grating and did your lock-picking trick, which you failed to do the last time. You remember the reverse one. But in fairness to you, when you went back to the future, you're watching Lockpick Lawyer on YouTube, and you picked up some tips from him, and with a... slight pressure on 1, it's spool on 2, binding on 3, and click. With a satisfact, click. Either that or the locks in 1362 are a lot easier to pick. The lock opens.
Okay. So is
we're
this?
going down then,
Yeah.
because it goes down, but it was locked from the other side. And my discussion was that if people are coming and going from a weird culty place, it would be hidden in a discreet. They wouldn't want the whole castle to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
So we should risk it to
So
go down.
you unlock it, and the two things open, and where you're standing now, there's a ladder. As I said before. So if you're going to go down that ladder?
Yeah. What do you think, Jim? Should we go down the ladder?
Yeah. Go on.
Says the man at the back.
You're not very excited
At the
and
back.
smiley right now. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, should we just go in the sewers and fucking get lost for the whole next hour?
Now, the other thing as well, which you may or may not have noticed, was that nothing is drawn in for the sake of it. On the tunnel, there was these lighting holders, these torch holders, and there was none on any of the other entrances. So this does seem to be the main thoroughfare in. So you're gone into that. You're going to go down there, Bex, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just open up there what you see. So as you pop in there, and I didn't think you would go this way, so let me I'll have to get this on reveal ready. Oh, actually did have it ready.
No, that's
so
sad.
you pop down to the bottom of the ladder. So you're in there, and you see that at the very bottom, in this direction, is another tunnel leading off. And there is another one of those torch holders in it, in the wall there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we started now, so we should carry on, I think. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
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 So as you go down there, the tunnel opens out, and I have this revealed from the opposite way. So let me just have to draw these in manually. Okay, cut away.
Come on,
So you
Jim,
can
we're still alive.
So you can see that the tunnel continues on down, and there's another one of those holders there.
Mm-hmm. I'm just imagining us putting our 21st century, torches in the thing, just pointing it up.
Uplighters.
About 50 torches with us that we're just clicking on and putting them in all.
I know. Bex, what you see at the end of that tunnel is another ladder, but leading up this time.
Okay, so this is where. But as I said, I'm assuming it would be kind of somewhere discreet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where the occultists we suspect
enter and exit. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I would.
Okay.
If as you go up there. So just reveal. You see. So now what you see when you get up there is, I'll just have to change my view to yours. Okay, so now back as you see that, you can see there's another ladder going up, and the tunnel sort of curves back, and it's now this way. The tunnel is slightly sloping back down. I'll just reveal that there for you, so you can see what's.
I'm just
down
having
that
a
way.
look.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah. So you can see it goes back into there, and I probably shouldn't have gone around that corner, but as you go around as you pop your head around that corner, something sees you. So
up the ladder, go up the ladder.
Zoinks.
So are you staying, or are you go? What you doing?
We're going up the bleeding ladder, quick.
Okay, so you quickly looked around the corner, and you noticed
I
there
don't know,
was
something saw me.
there was a big, very unusual looking ochre sort of jelly thing.
Oh, quick! Get up the fucking.
And Ben would go, Jim doesn't know what that is, but Ben knows. Yeah, it's quite large, and it's moving very slowly.
Quick, up you go. Up.
Okay,
up.
so yous are all turning off up the ladder.
Yeah, we're
Not
carrying.
fully.
Okay.
Enough.
Right. So who's dragging Chewie? Do you? I look. I won't do anything in case you decide to come back to this area. So we'll leave the rest of it covered up. So you scurry up the ladder. You missed a good half of the tunnel one but then I wanted to give you. I didn't want to railroad you into just going into one thing. So you took the right entrance. That is exactly the path that they would have been taken down through the castle. They wouldn't have been wading through muck and shite and through the sewers. So and the lock was on the gate, and it was quite a simple lock because it was 1300s. You would have been able to break it open with an axe or anything. So yeah, you took the right one, and you leave the area and you end up in, and I just must get the correct map. You come up into. Sorry, where is it now? Because I've been loading up all my maps. Where the fuck is it? I definitely had it because. Oh yeah, there it is. This is a big map, so hopefully it doesn't take too long to load for Ben. But I'll describe it as it.
I'll just need 2 seconds anyway, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, you calm down.
Good boy.
He's a good dog.
So, you should
I
see.
didn't miss a whole lot then.
No, that's
It was
all
good,
you missed.
No, you missed you picking a lock. Actually,
Yeah.
Becky rolled fabulously for you, so you probably would have.
I probably would have made a balls of it.
So you can see you've come up into a little room. There's the ladder up in the top location there, and there's walls, and you can feel the temperature change as you came up the last couple of levels. So you probably reckon you're at ground level-ish, or not far off it. And there's stone walls, and it's dark amongst you. And at one corner of the room, sorry, I better put your tokens up here. I forgot to do that. So let me just grab your tokens. So there's Jim. Oh, come back, Jim. I'll sort out Jim in a second. Whacker, and it's quite a small space, and Torvi. So you can reorganize yourselves there if you want to. So it's quite small, and where Jim is standing, I'll just move on the way. There is a little door, and there's the ladder back down.
Okay.
Okay, can we...
And I will clear my combat tracker from everything that I had prepared for the cavern.
Yeah, well.
The fucking night I get the combat tracker. I want that clear. Sorry.
Wacker, don't you have that stealth thing where you can sneak? Can you sneak as a thief?
Not too.
Oh. Well, you have thieves too.
He's a rogue.
Well, rogues have that sneaky thing, don't they?
No, we don't have.
Anybody can sneak. Anybody can use a stealth one to.
Yeah.
Efficiency, yeah.
And what would that be? That's a stealth, is it?
It's a stealth check. You'll do a stealth roll, and it'll be basically that creatures that aren't actively looking for you essentially won't see you.
Okay.
So if there was if you went around the corner and there was creatures, you could actually get into combat. Initiative tracker seems to have crashed. Anyway, I don't think we need it. So
So can I do that? Sticking my head up, like looking out this door, like do a little kind of
have a little look in.
Yeah.
Like just open the door a little bit and look in. Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
like sneak it. Do that sneak thing.
Okay, do me a stealth roll and we'll see where that gets you.
Sorry.
No, I'm fucking having an issue here myself.
I should get you something.
That should get me something.
Okay, so what did you... Sorry, I'll have to check. What did you roll?
20
Oh,
plus
yes.
1.
Okay, so yeah, the door, as if had been recently oiled, opens on hinge. It just smoothly opens, and what you see through the door is the following. So you can see in, and you're definitely in a church, a Christian, lich, Jesus, baby Jesus died for everyone's sins church. And in there you can just about see, one guy, the bald guy, is an oldish gentleman, and he's obviously a priest or a bishop or some sort of, and he's holding a book and his Bible in his hand. And there's another priest with him with the fact he's in green. He's just, I don't know, he's of the ritual of the shrubbery or something. So there's an old and a youngish priest in there, and they're just going about.
I think we should kill them. Just to be sure.
Or maybe,
Sure.
yeah, okay, yeah. The church is probably not as evil. The church is quite young at this stage, so they're probably not as evil then. But look, if you want to go in and kill them, that's fine.
We don't know that.
Yeah. Look,
They could be like anti-priests.
do you know what? And by the time you were
Is this a
born,
baby
they were
Hitler
dead
situation?
700 years anyway.
Yeah, so technically we're not really killing
Yeah.
them. They're already dead.
They're already dead when you were born, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can live with that. Hands up who can live with killing the two priests immediately.
Well,
without
yeah, I
asking
would have
them
been just
twice.
sold on just killing them. But yeah, go on anyway. What she's going to
But
do?
is there
Maybe
with the sneaky view that Torvey got?
Yeah.
Is this like, is there a mask going on, or is it just two dudes standing there?
No, you can see
Is
there's.
there, noise? And,
I get you.
a
A big
ceremony?
congregation singing. No,
Yeah.
they seem to be just going around sort of general sort of housekeeping. Like they're just organising the wafers and all that sort of crap, and
Yeah.
they're sort of putting away books. And you do notice they're not really talking to each other. And the older guy, the bald guy, seems to be. Anytime the younger priest sort of moves over near him, or wherever, he sort of moves away from him. So you do notice that, like, there's no conversation amongst them. But they're generally, they're just pottering around, for want of a better.
What, grapple them and
Let's
tie them up?
Just overpower these two dudes.
Grapple them and tie them up.
Like, why is there an entrance to Norway?
Okay, right, I'll just explain. Where you are is, and it wouldn't have been odd for if you've ever been in Christchurch, there would have been off the altar area, there would have been a crypt area down into, potentially there could have been tombs under there or whatever. So in these olden type of churches, it's not strange that there is it's crypt. And somebody...
What is strange is what's at the end of it, you know?
Exactly, I'm not denying that.
They running.
Well, yeah. Let's jump to conclusions here. Okay, yeah, whatever. It's your adventure, guys.
I think we should try it out.
Go in and kill the two priests, and then I'll have to rewrite everything. But no, it's fine. No, I'm joking. Go on anyway. Yeah, have your
phone. Well, what are we going to do? We're going to kill them or grapple them and tie them up and make them give us directions to shit.
Well, Jim said, "Look, he's like, I could disguise myself as I don't know if she's in this time period or not. Carrie, and see if they recognize her or."
Can you do that, Jim?
I can cast disguise self. Yeah, like you remember, I made myself look like the captain. When we went to the sheriff.
Yeah.
You know what? I think we can do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, it would be a bit suspicious if two of you turn up as Carrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Wacker's
well,
not happy about...
If it doesn't work with Carrie, you could be you could be Olaf or who I don't remember what the Dolce's name was.
Rangvald.
Yeah, and so he'll Jim is. I'll just want to tick off the spell slot before I forget. So Jim does his little card tricks or whatever, and shrinks a little bit in his now he's made himself into a little old woman, little fishwife with the pocket watch. And
she's swinging the pocket watch.
He's gonna sort of excuse me, dearie. Sort of trundle out, and into the room.
Okay, before all the fighting starts, I'll just clear up what's viewable. No, I'm joking. I'm just gonna just give me a second there while I just let Jim see. So Jim can see the rest of the church like that. So it's fairly normal. There's a door over beside the priest. There's some knight's tomb and there's some pews, and it is empty. So as you walk in, the older priest notices you first, and he turns to you. And he says, and the other priest is sort of, we'll say, looking away, just sort of, he was over here doing something. So the older priest goes, he says, have you been down there all that time? Oh, my dear, are you okay? Jeez, are you okay? Did you get a lot of what? And as he's muttering about this, and he's going over, and he seems quite concerned. He seems naturally concerned that there's an old woman has just after coming out of the crypt. With this commotion, the younger priest turns around. And he just stops, jaw, mouth open, and he's like, and he just falls to one knee, and he just bows his head.
With the older priest,
let's kill him.
Yeah,
the older priest just stops and looks at him, and he goes, he says, he's looking, he goes, Robert, are you okay? And
And,
the other priest is just, and he says to you, he says, I wasn't expecting you here.
You say, I'll say, you lean down and not even looking at the older priest. He's gonna walk up to her and he's just gonna lean down and sort of whisper in the younger priest's ear and sort of angrily, and just be like, "Not expecting me?" Just say, "Get this fool out of here! I want to speak to you alone."
Sorry, who are you saying that to? The older priest, is it?
To the younger priest.
Okay.
Whisper, just like, "Get this old fool out of here!
Sorry, it was the
Don't let
younger
him
priest
touch
that
me."
said. It was the younger priest that said, I didn't expect you here.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's
Okay.
going to the younger priest, assuming he's a cultist, and being like,
Yeah.
Don't let this fool touch me. Get him out of here. I need to speak to you alone." Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and he goes, yes, but he said, yes, of course, my lady, but you know not to come here. What is wrong? Why are you here? You're making him stare. They will all be suspicious.
He presumes to tell me what to do.
He goes, yes, you're right. And he sort of grovels off backwards, and the other priest he says, okay, yes, I think I'll be moving along.
He
With
says,
me.
"Yes, I just wanted to speak to my grandson."
Yes, right, whatever. And with that, and of course, the last thing I expected was one of you fuckers impersonating Carrie. So he runs off out, and he's gone.
But well, he seemed alright. So they're obviously not all in on it.
Yeah.
So that's. But we can kill this fucker.
Yeah.
Or we can get information from him.
Right.
That's
So
very
we
least.
charge in now and surround him.
Once he's got, yeah.
So he goes, my lady. He said, why? What urgency has brought you here? It must be something very severe if you are here. I thought you would be at the orphanage.
Now would she say? Would she call it the harp? Shit, I'm trying to think on my feet now. I'm like, do we just?
You are.
Put up with we just put up with the charade for now, or do we? Or do we just sort of try and get info out of it?
You could say to him like, don't you dare, like you said earlier. I already spoke to you. Don't you question me.
Don't forget the reason you're here as well.
I was just about to say, is it the
Birminghams?
The Birminghams are the ones who are. I was just going to say that she would probably say, I need to see the Birminghams now.
The Birminghams, as in Lord Birmingham of Tipperary. Why would you? Why? Okay, yes, I'm not sorry, I'm not doubting. I'm not dating your plan.
Jim, as the old woman starts to sort of like, as if she's about to, she like pulls the pocket watch out and kind of starts like, doing this.
And he goes, "Have you completed our work?"
I am close. He said, "I am close." Yeah. It's like, I am close, but you are delaying me.
Yes. No, I understand that, and I understand. Yes, and I'm sorry to be presumptuous. I just don't understand why you suddenly feel the need to go to Tipperary to see the Birminghams.
Oh, sorry. I thought
We want to see their room that they were held in.
Oh, should they?
The room that was
the Birmingham Tower. Yeah, Birmingham Tower. They're imprisoned.
They've already. We've arrived after they fled, or after they escaped. Was it?
I don't know. Ask him. Ask Robin that. He's a bit confused.
Oh yes. We don't. Yes. And she'll to what she said. Oh, what she says. Have they already made their escape?
Escape? I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't realize they were being held. Were we meant to capture them? I don't know. I haven't seen them since the last time they were up at the Justicar at his last summer ball. I don't believe they've been here. I'm sorry. I'm obviously there's some information that I don't have. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but where were they captured? Or where were they being held?
What's going on here?
Walker just
Oh,
leaned
so they're
in.
here.
Jim.
Here,
well-
no, in the castle. Oh, I don't know unless they were visiting. Wait. I'll get one of them. I'll get one of the children. Boy, come here, boy. So he starts shouting, and with that, the door at sorry, nearly deleted the map. With that, the door opens in the end, and this young fella and girl walk in, and they are very children of the fucking valley, and they are very. They just walk up without saying a word, and they both stand either side, and they both in unison go, "Yes." And he goes, he says, "Go off and find out if the Birminghams are visiting the Justicar. Go on quickly about it now." And with that, they turn around and walk again in step, without saying anything.
I think she
Out.
will sort of look at, like, as Jim as her is sort of like looking at the will sort of look at the watch and sort of as if she is like perhaps a little bit confused but not wanting to betray that to this little worm, that she'd be kind of looking and mutter under her breath, sort of like, oh, have I got the timing wrong? He said, well, he said, well, who was in the cells?
Well, there's some peasants from around the city. You know what this vile place is like. Will be soon swept clean if our plans come to fruition. But sorry, I speak out of turn. I don't think there's actually anybody in the cells for the last couple of days. They got some peasants and they hung them as usual, but up on Bagot Street. But I don't think there's anyone there.
Well then, I shall go. She says, well then, something is amiss. I shall have to go inspect them.
The cells? You want to inspect the cells yourself?
Yes.
Okay. So with that, the two children come back in, and I'm not going to bother rotating the tokens. You'll just have to deal with it. They turn around and they say in unison again, "We spoke to the guard commander. There is nobody in the cells. There is nobody in the prison."
Said,
We need to get to the tower, the room they were in the tower.
We can
yeah,
take
I suppose it wouldn't have been called a cell. I suppose, yeah.
Okay.
That would be. They wouldn't refer to the tower as a cell.
He says, okay. The children
in
can
the
take
tower, in the cell.
Yes.
My English, perhaps my English isn't.
I know what you mean. Where we keep where the prisons are normally kept. Well, the children can take you there if that's what if you want. And I can make more inquiries. Would that please you, my lady?
Yes. Well, please would be an overstatement,
Okay.
but
children,
it will do.
Children, take Lady Keitler and show her to the prisoners' tower in the West Wing. And they go, the guard said there is no prisoner. I know what the guard said. Just off with you now. Don't be, or it'll be the boneyard for you now. Come on, off about it. So
come along, creepy children.
So they wander off, heading towards the door. So what are you going to do?
Okay, I'm saying we whisper to Jim, and I'm saying tell him not to make inquiries until you're sure what you need is here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't go and asking people questions. So say don't do anything. Until I find out what I need is here.
Yeah, and she said yes. It's very good. She says yes. Says that's right. She says don't. Yes. Well, we'll hold off on these inquiries until I've made my inspection.
Okay.
And,
Okay. Are you going to follow
I
the
will
kids?
send for you again if I need you. Yeah, no, we'll
Yeah.
follow the kids.
Yes, I will go down to the temple and make sure it is, if that pleases you. I will go down to our temple.
No, go and pray in the corner.
Okay, he was going to go down the pit, but anyway, he's in the corner. Look.
We wrecked the temple, so we noticed that we wrecked it.
Oh, did you actually? You never set fire to it, though.
No, but we wrecked the paintings and
Well,
stuff.
did you actually do that? I didn't think you should have done that. But if you say you wrecked the temple when the
I
10
did it
minutes...
in my head. I did it in my head.
Okay, yeah. And Chewie pissed on the floor. Oh, Chewie's down the temple still. Anyway, we'll take
I was
Chewie.
going to say, yeah, well...
Chewie's done the Chewie's invisible thing. So okay, so the children are waiting. They're opening the door for you. So I'll reveal that bit of area if that's what you are doing. So the that is open now. You should be able to see that there now. And you can see it's into a sort of one of these sort of, these sort of old corridors. I think the cloisters, is that what they're called? Where they, there's the pillars and it's one of those sort of things. So you're not in the temple, or you're not in, you're leaving the building
Anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
very nice.
Yeah. Now that was. Are you and you're staying in Illusion, are you?
For the hour that it lasts, anyway.
Yeah.
If
it goes beyond, I'll have to re-up it and burn another spell slot.
Okay.
See, depending on how long it takes to get there.
Okay,
or
I use
complications.
So the door's open. So the kids have opened the door there. Do you want me to move the kids? Is that what you're waiting for? So the kids are.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if they're leading. Or how it depends how far away it is. I suppose leading us.
Yeah.
No, it's in the castle grounds.
All the way, or if.
Let's go all the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you round the corner, you see it continues on.
Corridors.
I mean, I assume we'll follow the kids, kind of no stops until they
take us to the tower.
Tell us, yeah. They're making these weird kids in an orphanage anyway. He said something about. Shouldn't you be? She's making little children of the corn.
Yeah.
Children of the corn. That's what I couldn't remember. So as you get to. Oh, sorry, you're waiting for me to move the kids. As you get the kids go on down here, they're heading towards here. Okay. As you go past this doorway here, which is just an arch, so you can see into the gardens in there. So as you go, so I rolled. As you went past each one of them, you would have seen some dice rolls going on there. So there was 3 entrances. So I rolled for each one of them. As you go past the last one, you got it on the last one. You should actually be able to see that area there. So you can see into that garden. There's a nice fountain, and there's a cherry tree, and it's quite lovely, quite pretty. The priest, the older priest, is standing just behind the arch there, and as he sees you, he goes, "Oh shit, sorry. Oh no, I didn't do that." He moves out of the way because he doesn't want the kids to see him. He goes, "Psst, come here. Psst, psst, psst."
Go to the window,
So he just says, he goes, he says, "I've detected your friend has an illusion. He has cast an illusion on himself that he is not who he pretends to be. You are very lucky that my colleague did not recognize you. But you need to be very careful where you're going, and you need to be very careful of him. He is watching, he is always watching me." And he's sort of looking around furtively. He says, "I will tell you more. I will meet you at after 6 o'clock mass in the lane." He says, "About 7 o'clock, I will meet you in the lane beside Christchurch Cathedral. I am the Reverend of Christchurch Cathedral. and I will meet you there. I cannot be late for mass, but 7 o'clock at the side entrance. So Christchurch is on the main street.
At Fishamble Street.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a little lane beside Fishamble Street that runs the side of the church. So he wants to meet you at Fishamble Street at 7 o'clock. He says, I must go now. I must go now. He is always watching me. So he does.
Jim won't as Carrie. He won't turn and be talking. He'll just kind of still face the kids and he'll give a subtle little nod and keep going.
So and with that you can see he heads off, and where he's going is the gate out of the castle, and this is the entrance that in the time I had to look at the map where Dame Street continues on to, what the fuck is that street called that joins up with High Street? Anyway,
Lord Edward Street.
Lord Edward Street. That was sort of merged. There was a big green in the area at the end of Christchurch. So over from the map, Christchurch will be over in this sort of direction. And this is the cathedral or the church, the small church that's in the castle. Yeah. So that's the way he's gone out. So he's heading. It looks like he's heading off to towards Christchurch.
Okay.
And off he does.
I feel like it's going to be called Backer Street by the time we're done with this.
So off he goes.
What's it called?
There he's gone.
Walker actually was born in Fishamble Street in real life.
Was he?
Yeah.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
There you go. So you're back to your see, it all comes full circle, just like your Mungander.
Yeah.
So so by the time wise, he legged off for 6 o'clock mass. It's about 5:45, give or take. Christchurch is across the way, and he wants to meet you at 7. So you have about an hour to look around here if you want to meet him. That is, and whatever. So meanwhile,
I assume
Of course we.
It sounds like we're not really going to get.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so
quick look in the tower to see. Is there any trace of
actually, do you know what? I'm going to open up this whole area because at the end of the day, you've been going through archways and stuff. So actually, I shouldn't open up the whole area. Fuck. I'll just do that. Too late.
I'm on the Discord view anyway, so I didn't see anything.
Yeah. So
Phil, I watched a video about the. I don't know if it was the.
Oh yeah, of course it would have been.
I don't know if it was the one about Albert or on the thing, but I purposefully, when I saw a map pop up and the little fog, I just listened. I listened.
Yeah,
I didn't look
it was actually the Under Castle one. Obviously you didn't look at it because you didn't find out what was in there. Okay, so you come to another. Exactly. You come to another room, and in there's 2 guards. So the children go in, and they go. Yes, guard commander, these are the people that were asking about if there was prisoners in the tower. And they're saying this in this monotonic. So, and as one of the kids moves in, this soldier that's behind the desk sort of moves away the furthest point from the 2 kids. He obviously doesn't like them.
Okay.
So there's 2 normal human soldiers in there.
And,
yes, hello. How can I help you?
This lady here wants to view the room something.
Well, obviously it wasn't called Birmingham Tower even in those days.
Manifest in the tower.
Yes. The children. Yes, they came in asking about. We don't have any. There's nobody incarcerated in the keep. We have. I don't know what they're talking about. There is nobody in either of the 2 towers. The tower is just one of the towers is just there. The west tower. Beside that strange looking. Is he a woman or a man? He's very strange looking. There's and you could the door is unlocked there, sir. If you want to stick your head in.
Thank you very much.
He's talking to Whacker there. So
yeah,
and you can see, and it's an empty room. Yes. And there's nobody in the East Tower either. No. Yeah, the East Tower we don't have any. We've been very quiet for this shithole.
There's no trace of it. It's just a bare cell basically. tower.
The tower, there's nothing in it. There is absolutely nothing in it. I'm going to show you
Yeah.
have been able to see as you've been gone past the cloister. You would have seen part of the internal yard that makes up Dublin Castle, where they have the referendum results and all that. So you can see into that area, and you can see there's people, there's soldiers sparring and practicing. There's some siege machinery up against one side, and to be honest, no one looks that pushed. Certainly not that they're about to mount up and go off and fight the Birmingham army. Is not happening.
Early.
It's early, yeah, but these guys are just all loafing around like.
The West Tower, the North Tower.
So yeah, there's people casually, there's people bringing food across, and there's a chatter. There's no sense of urgency or impending something is happening. We'll all have to fucking march off and go into. It's just it's a lazy.
Are we in the wrong date?
Well, I mean, you are going on the story of 700 years in the future from a dead guy, so that you have been playing with whiskey.
Yeah.
And remember, as I said, he did look a bit confused. Maybe you should check your book, your time traveling book.
I'm just looking at it. Yeah, the page in the book pointed at one of the towers. There was an arrow.
Okay, where are you getting that book from?
Date.
Where are you getting that book from, by the way? Are you getting it from the Confluence page?
Yeah.
If you go into the Confluence page,
Hang on, let me double check.
I'm just going into it
It's
as
in
well.
resources and party sheet.
So it's under in the Confluence page. It's under resources and party sheet notes, and it's under the time travel book.
Yeah.
What does
Now,
it say in
everyone
blue
know
on that
fucking
page?
date.
Don't forget to tell them about the what? The blow?
About the plan, about the new plan.
The what?
The new plan.
What new fucking plan?
It's a clue.
Oh.
No, it was a note to himself. Don't forget to tell them about the new plan.
Oh, so he forgot to tell us about the new plan. So we're going to have to go back. We're going to have to go back because he forgot to tell us about the fucking new plan.
Okay, yeah, you can if you want to. There's other stuff that's been added onto it as well.
Yeah, let's. So this is all. Yeah, I mean, let's.
What's the bit up top there too? Saint Nicholas Saint.
It says
Castle
3 points.
St. Auden's Gate.
St. Auden's Gate, St. Nicholas, and Castle
Church. So it says 3 points. Number 1, St. Auden's Gate. Number 2, St. Nicholas, and 3, Castle Church.
Well, we've been to the Castle Church and we met that priest.
Yeah.
He wants to meet you at
Chat
7
to him
o'clock.
anyway.
So
Let's get the fuck out of here.
St. Audience Gate. Do we need to go to St. Audience Gate?
where's St. Nicholas? Ask the children where's St. Nicholas.
Are you actually going to ask them that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So they go.
Give us a Christmas list.
Yeah. They go.
Kids about St. Nicholas.
Yeah. St. Nicholas of Myra is the church that the Reverend Robin Artisan runs. It is where the orphanage is. Which was also mentioned in the fucking note.
Carrie is at the orphanage because your man thought she was there.
Yeah.
So we can't go to the orphanage dressed as Carrie. And
Well,
St. Auden's Gate. Where's St. Auden's Gate?
St. Auden's Gate Church is the one where you buried the bones of the White Lady's child.
Oh,
It's the
right.
church. The bottom of the 40 step is St. Auden's Gate.
St. Auden's, yeah.
And the church is St. Auden's is at the top of the 40 steps.
So we have to go to St. Nicholas. That's the only one we haven't been to yet.
Well, we go to
Okay. If you
We go to the
Meet your
priest
man first,
first.
yeah,
Yeah, I think we should talk to the priest.
Carrie, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, yeah.
He's gonna turn around and sort of be like, yeah, and just sort of quietly in his own voice, as a whisper, just sort of like, yeah, this old woman, like, I think we should quit already.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
No, I agree. We should. Children, can you show us the way out to where the Christ Church entrance is, please?
Yes, Christchurch, follow me this way.
Thank you.
And they go back up and they go through the arch where you met the priest.
A couple of these robot children would be pretty handy for the rest of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, a few of these at home.
They walk.
They're like a 1300 sat nav.
Yeah, yeah. They walk to the gate that you see, and they say, "We are not allowed. We are not allowed leave the church without Reverend Artisan." But
Okay, thank
Christ Church
you.
is just across the way.
Okay, and if he asks where we went, tell him we went to the Saint Nicholas
Yes,
orphanage.
we don't care.
Okay, well, if he asks where we went, tell the
Yeah.
other priest we're going to Saint Nicholas Church
Yes,
orphanage.
we don't care. And off they
Okay,
fuck.
bye now. Fuck
Yeah.
off, little weirdos.
So off they fuck. So yeah, you at the gate where you are, you can just see there's a guard on duty, and there's loads of tan flags flying around the place, which there was all around the courtyard, which you all missed. But anyway, and there's a guy herding cattle and stuff. So you're going out the gate there. Okay,
Yeah, we're
so
going to wait for the priest.
okay, so what I'm gonna just do there is I'm just gonna quickly call up this map here, which is this was the one I was using. Oh, and there's Jim. And there's not a gibbering mouser, and there's not a thing there. I was using this in one of the video tutorials, so that's Boris the gibbering mouser and the skeleton. But Jim, you can stay there. So Jim is over here, and where you are where you are looking at. Fuck it, where are the other tokens? There he is. And we'll assume that Chewie has been following you around. So
Yeah.
there's you can down the bottom there here, just where Torvi's left. That's the entrance to Dublin Castle. So you can see
Yeah.
this is the castle walls here, and this is what was called Ship Street now. And this is Fishamble Street is over probably here nowadays, and this is the Lord Edward's. No, Lord Edward Street is here. And I can't remember this street, which goes on to Dame Street. And here's
Yeah.
the lane. This is the lane that leads you down towards Woodquay. At the
Okay,
back of
well,
Christchurch.
that's where
So this
we're
is
going
the
to.
arse end of Christchurch. So you're probably a bit early. That probably took a half an hour. So it's probably 6:30. So
So can we go over? Is that
so it's a
toy
market.
shop?
Sorry, yeah. Sorry to tell you what's going on here. So here is some market tents. Tents. People, I don't know. Living rough. You don't know. You haven't talked to them. There is a bit of a market over here. There's I think that's a pig on a spit. No, it's a fire. It's a fire. There's a well, and there's some market stalls there.
Okay, we're gonna go over
Aye,
here.
aye,
Get
aye,
food.
Okay.
Macar pie.
Okay. So
I want a pie. We all want pie.
Pies in 13th century Dublin, you're getting really sort of adventurous. Can you make a strength test there? Yeah. So you go up, and I presume you have managed to chop up your gold or something into something.
We melted it
manageable.
down,
Yeah.
when we were bored.
Yeah. During that week, we won't talk about that
Yeah.
week. So you flute around with the people, chatting to the people. Are you going to ask them anything in particular, or are you just shy talking?
Just so
I-
weird, strange, and wonderful happening around these days. Hey,
Oh,
You want-
yeah, there's always it's a strange place now. This is a strange city at the best of times, and sure, I wouldn't be seeing much, but sure, there's been a lot going on that doesn't catch me eye. But there's nothing I miss either.
oh,
Yeah.
do you have a story to tell us?
A story to tell. I have a story to tell. I have a story about a woman who ended up, and all she wanted was a rich man, and he took her off the street, and she wanted a knight in shining armor, and oh no, sorry, that's a different story. So yeah, there's stories. Yeah, there's all strange comings and goings around this place, and there always is, and there always will be. But sure, what harm about it? Gives a bit of colour to the place.
True.
You're not from this parts of the world, I take it, are you?
No, we are sailors.
A lady sailor.
Yeah.
I thought women on a ship was meant to be bad luck.
Did you ever hear Vikings? There was women Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
Raided your place, yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
right, yeah.
Wasn't for us, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah. They were always they were very good for the schnitzel schnoodled. They obviously bought a lot of it. Yeah. Sure, I have a bit of Viking in me, and
You're welcome.
that was last night, and he's gone now. But so yes, yes. Well, anyway, I've got to be going on. The pig doesn't feed itself, and if there's nothing else I can be helping you with.
Well, I don't know what to ask. Anybody else?
Well, okay,
I mean,
you flew. If you aren't gonna, I'm not being smart by saying if you're not gonna be asking anybody, whatever. If you want to tell me what time you hang floated around there till, if you're not gonna do anything,
Well, we want to talk to the priest.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So tell me,
yeah, so,
tell me what time you want to meet him at.
7, like he said.
On the button,
I mean-
7 on the button.
5 to 10.
I mean, we'll be there before 7. Be there at
Okay.
5, 7.
5 to 7. Becky said 10 to
We're
7.
We're not there.
Okay, so
Oh, Rebecca?
it's 10 to 7
5
now.
or 10 to...
It's 10 to 7 now. So if you want to head over to Fish Ambles or to the
well-
lane, we'll do that.
a hustle.
So as you head down, I'll just move you over there. So as you move over towards, you head down the lane. It's nearly 7, and you're walking down the lane, and you come to the side entrance of the church, and you can hear this. There was a weird sort of. Sorry, where is this gone now? Oh, there it is. So you're walking down the. You have to bear with my drawings. So as you get to the side door of the church, you see the
Jesus.
old priest.
Oh,
He's gotten hair now, but anyway, you can see him. He's been hung from the arch, and he's been hung. His chest cavity's been ripped open. His intestines have been pulled out, looped around the top of the arch, and he's been hung with his own intestines. And that's why I'm like a good serial killer. But so yeah, you get there now. As you approach, or I don't know what you're doing. So he's hanging.
Is he still alive or is
That's
he
a good
dead?
question, and that was why I asked you about the time. So it depends. So right, okay. So you ended up with a good. You could have gone if you got a half an hour there earlier. You would have got the best advantage. Okay, so you need to roll me a d20, and you can add 2 to the result, and that'll depend on whether he's alive or not. Okay. What are you rolling it in? Are you rolling it in Beyond, or are you rolling it in Rodeo?
Roll it on the thing, yeah.
Yeah, whichever. You can use either. It doesn't matter.
Just
So custom roll.
Fuck off.
You rolled a 1. A natural 1.
you can have
Actually,
one.
and I do have. There is a genuine table here for it, and I made up, and it says outside of the how's this? A natural 1, he is always dead, and a natural 20, he's always alive. So he's dead, despite you getting there early and having the advantage. He's dead.
Dead.
how far up is he?
His feet are maybe only that much off the ground. It was just enough to, like, you could see he wasn't hung in the modern sense where they used to break his neck.
Yeah.
He's been strangled. That's why he would have been potentially still alive. So he's asphyxiated. But just as you get there, he's if only someone had rolled. All you had to do was a 10,
Can
and he had a 2 modifier.
can we pull him?
My fault.
Can we pull him down?
But there is guts he's hanging out of,
Yeah,
you know?
if you want to go on him,
Yeah.
yeah, I would. Yeah,
He's stinky.
Look,
you
he's
can do whatever you
fucked
want with him.
anyway.
You could sell him over to the lady selling the pies. I'm sure she'll fucking find use for.
Well,
his...
no. Jim says. Jim looks kind of quite ominously at Torvi and Wacker, and is sort of like, he's like, get him down and get him into the alleyway because I want a word with him.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
you gonna raise the dead?
Well, I gotta. Jim has since level 5, third level, he has speak with dead,
Good one, nice
so
one.
I can keep him. I can ask him 5
one.
questions
Okay,
So,
yeah.
as long as he has to have a jaw.
He has a choice. He's no. Well, he does have entrails, but they're just mostly over at the Christchurch Lane.
This is a side point, but I was playing just in a game.
I'm keeping an eye on the
I was
time, right?
playing.
Don't
I
worry.
thought, yeah, the GM had quite a good thing, and I don't know if he got it from somewhere else or not. But there was assassins who they basically took a cyanide capsule,
Yeah.
but it was acid, and
So burnt your
it
jaw.
melts their jawbone because
Oh.
they need a jawbone
Yeah.
to talk. Yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
speak with dead.
He's down. His jaw is. You've cleared his airway. You've carried out.
Yeah, I just didn't want him to be hanging there like, yes, it was them who killed
Yeah.
everyone.
5
So
questions.
Jim
So,
is going to I'll you see it there. So yeah, you grant. So lasts for 10 minutes. Grant semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer questions you pose. Must still have a mouth and it can't be undead. Till the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. The corpse knows only what it knew in life, including the languages it knows. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you're hostile to it. Or
well, he did
I'm
ask
just
to meet
asking
you.
what he wanted to tell us.
yeah, exactly. So it can't. Yeah, basically, it's just
Okay.
it doesn't obviously it doesn't know anything other than what it knew in life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
of course,
he-
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's not
he was
compelled.
going
It's
to
not
tell us
compelled to
something,
answer.
I get that. Okay, I get the premise there. So yeah, ask your questions.
Well, Jim is because we got 5, so he's
Yeah.
just sort of because we've 10 minutes with him, so we could take a
Okay.
bit of time because he's
What were
not
you going
really
to
like
tell us?
alive.
Yeah. Obviously, the more
Yeah.
vague you are, I would say the more vague your answer will be. But yeah, you can
Hmm.
obviously start with a vague one and then drill down. But that's your questions. You asked
Well,
away.
it's your
So yeah,
Thanks, right.
yeah. What yes? What did you Jim say? What did you bring us here to tell us?
I wanted to give you my Bible and to tell you about my suspicions.
Where's your Bible?
Is that a question?
Well,
in-
before
it's in
before
my
I
pocket.
ask, Jim's
It's
gonna
in my
search-
pocket.
Jim,
That's 3 questions you have left now.
Jim.
It doesn't
Jim
matter.
has to ask the question.
Yeah.
Is it Jim? Only Jim can ask the questions, is it?
Yeah.
Well, until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't know. That's to be fair. That's open to interpretation.
Okay,
in my
well, it's
opinion.
3 questions you've got, so he told you the Bible's in his pocket.
This is like it's a monkey paw situation. I can cast it again, I suppose. But- oh no, I think it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Sorry, it fails.
Is that a question?
if
Are
you
you
cast
asking?
it
Are
on
you
him.
asking him a question? Can you cast it again? And he goes, "No, you can't cast it again." You have 2 questions. No, you don't. Go on. You've 3 questions.
Here's a question. Here's a question for Phil actually. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing: you can't cast Speak with Dead on the same corpse for 10 days. 10 days
yeah.
have to pass. But if we go back to 2022 and we come back and we find his corpse again, has
Yeah,
it been?
yeah.
But maybe it was
Has
your
it been
maybe it was your
10
actions that maybe he won't be dead. Maybe it was your actions in the castle that caused him to die. Look, it died. That's
Anyway.
There's
Okay, so
only
we
one way
got
to answer
3.
that one. Okay, so you got 3 questions
He
left.
said, what did we ask him? Sort of whispering there. It's like, he said, give us the Bible and tell us his suspicions. Do we ask him what his suspicions were?
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah,
being too broad?
No.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. What were your suspicions?
Robin Artisan is not who he says he is. I have not been able to find any record of his ordination with Rome. And I can't find any record of him before he arrived in Dublin to take over the parish, to start building the parish St. Nicholas of Myra in the Liberties since last year or the year before.
okay.
And I don't trust that woman that he hangs around with. He seems subservient to her. No good priest should be subservient to a woman.
Hmm?
This is 1362.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This man could be very forward thinking for time for all we know. It's pretty moderate in the Middle Ages.
yeah. Okay, so you have 2 questions.
So it's not. I mean, So obviously that young priest is a bit of a move. I mean, assuming that's who he's talking about. But he did call him Robin, I think.
Yeah, Robin. Yeah.
But he did.
This orphanage, like, does he think, or something about that?
It needs to be a real open question rather than specific, because then you'll get information. Look, asking a specific, look.
You have to. You said more specific, the more detailed the answer.
Well, like if you can say what I meant specific is if you can say something like do you worry for the future with your Mungander, that's going to come out with all sorts of fucking random. Where if you can say blah 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 blah, you're going to like, I mean, he's a fickle. Well, I mean, he's not going. He wants to meet you, so he's not trying to be obstreperous, and he's not going to be lying to you.
Yeah, yeah.
But like he is just dead, so he's a bit pissed off about that. Like, I've no doubt.
And it's probably
and it could be your fault.
Close to what he. It's probably close to what he would have told us anyway, which is they're a bit dodgy, don't trust him.
Yeah.
It's about the church,
So is there something in the Bible that he wants us to specifically find?
Well, I won't take that as
us to have his Bible.
If that's what you want to ask him, yeah, he will tell you that. But is that your question?
I was going to say, can Jim just give it like a flick through the Bible to see has he written anything?
Okay, yes, and he has written something. And at the very start of the Bible, there is some stuff in handwriting in the first cover of the Bible, and I'm going to throw them up there. Now, I have the extracts. You might have to zoom in that. I assume you all have a Bible to hand. So Genesis 2:9, Exodus 5:13, so Leviticus 16:12. So I have actually the excerpts of his Bible there.
I was actually going to ask him, or I was going to make the joke that you were saying, if you want like specific, you get more detail. I'd be like, so, yeah, it's very broad questions, but then if we're like, what's quote, James.
Yeah.
Whatever, and then there we go.
So you obviously that wasn't a question. You flicked through that, and in the opening, oh my God,
there we go.
It's the Old Testament, is it?
Just the Old.
Yeah.
This is the Old Testament.
Yeah, I don't know if they're all the Old. Anyway, I say Exodus is not. But look, so Jim flicked through that, and we're 20 to 10, so we're 20 minutes. So Jim flicked through it, and he saw handwritten in a nice flowery script, written in the cover of this: Genesis 2:9, Exodus 5:13, Leviticus 16:12, Joshua 12:2, Genesis 2:17, and Isaiah 40:22. Certainly Genesis 2:9 will be in there, Bex. That's certainly Old Testament.
If he because I think Exodus is, because that's Moses,
isn't
it? Moses
leaving. Leviticus is Old Testament as well.
If we do a flick, if we do a kind of a, if Jim and the rest of us kind of, there we go.
Yeah.
If he was to, there we go. Yeah. If we were to glance at him, it looked like one of those things where you get, in the newspaper, and you kind of like if all those verses, if they were put together, would they sort of they form like a paragraph? I was like, that would be fucking impressive.
Yeah, it would really be impressive. However, no, it doesn't. I can throw up the. Okay, if you want to go to those.
Look up the verses and see if they have a common theme.
Okay, and what I'll do is, because poor Al Ben, I'm sure, isn't a good Catholic like you's, pair. I'll throw them up on the screen there.
Excuse me, I have the Quran here.
A lapsed Catholic.
Yeah. I'm an equal opportunist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have me Hindu scriptures, Buddhist scriptures. Equal opportunity here. Islam, Sufism, it's all there.
Oh. You're a far more enlightened woman than I am, Becky.
Even when I'm trying to
consider myself a very enlightened woman.
Insane.
The tree of knowledge. So we need a tree. There's a tree somewhere.
There's a lot more after that.
This is like Strat all over again.
Fucking hell.
They fulfill your works or daily tasks as when there was a storm. It's like meeting some fucking weird person and giving you these weird.
There's also talk of rivers as well, which
Yeah, it's like a fucked
could
up
be the
bleeding
River
road
Poddle.
here.
There was a fucking tree in the courtyard there in
Yeah,
Dublin Castle.
see? We
I
were in
saw one on the map.
already, so
It's possible that this mightn't be. It might come into play later. Maybe there's a.
could be the ramblings of a crazy old man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose we could ask him what
That's
significance,
the circle of the earth,
what significance the verses have, or
yeah.
what. Was it the second last one?
Second last question. So that's your question: is the significance of the verses?
Father, what significance do these verses have together?
None. The verses themselves have no significance. It is the words. It is a cipher of the words. Look closely at the words.
Genesis 2:9, out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What is unusual about some of the words? To me, it hops out. But anyway.
Hang on. I don't know if it's
I'm dyslexic or something.
Or just something.
Hang on. We might have to think about this one between now and next week.
There's Jabuk, I don't know, the river. Children of Ammon. He was Egyptian, wasn't he?
They're all mixed up. They're all mixed up.
I don't know.
This is like on Facebook, you know, and it's all the sixes, and then there's a 9 in the middle of it. I was so good to say, I saw it straight away. You're gonna kick yourselves. It's fucking well. Anyway, you've one more. Well, you can stay there. It's 1:45. So
all those memes, but the memes as well about D&D puzzles, and I've done this as well. Where you're like, you know, it's like Google easy puzzles for babies, and then it's like my players is like there with like 3-dimensional chess.
Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out God. 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn. Out God damn. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out them as altar.
I'm writing it down so you don't need to go back.
Well, how are you getting this? Where are you? What are you?
I do like the second word, the 9th word, the 5th word, the 13th.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You're wrong though, but it's nice. It's a bit more subtle than that. I was actually I was gonna do that. So
that was I thought that was brilliant, and then I realized in the last one it was.
GEL
40 something, is it? And I don't know if there's enough.
Yeah.
GEL.
I was looking at that the first letters, but I don't know if
I actually honestly was going to do put a certain number of word, you know, the word as well, comma, and I thought that would be too hard because I expected you to find the Bible when he was dead, and you would have to figure this out without any help from the corpse. So I tried to make it simpler. And obviously,
and we still can't get.
So we found a hard way. You didn't
I should have I'll go back in time.
Okay then.
Rearrange the first letters of all the verses.
Yeah, transpose.
It spells leg. It spells leg jig. He wants us to do. Do it.
You should have gotten here earlier. Next time, get here early before I die.
Yeah.
Okay, this is annoying me now.
Just look at it. Okay, do you want to ask? Do you want to?
No, don't tell us.
No, I'm not going to tell you. But if you want to ask him another question there and take a break from it for a second.
What? Yeah. What was?
Because
the
your 10 minutes
thing-
is nearly up.
Yeah, because what was the last? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what was the last thing? How did he phrase it when he said it's about the order? He said it was about the order of the words. It's about the order of the message.
The words themselves, yeah. It's not
the words themselves.
It's too much. We say the words of the verse or the words of the text of the titles. Is that a waste of a question? Or you could say both.
I think if you give yourselves enough time, you will see the solution to this without wasting a question on him.
Yeah.
You can certainly ask him to be very specific about what does he actually fucking mean. But that's up to you guys. It's your question. Your 10 minutes is nearly up anyway. For him being reanimated. I mean, not for.
Yeah.
It's 10 to 10. So if you want.
Yeah. I'd say he probably doesn't. I don't know. Does he know specifics? Because if we said what his suspicions were, and he said he didn't trust the priest, so if we say what are they doing in the orphanage, he might know. He might just have his suspicions.
No, he might know. Yeah, because
I feel like he might have been. You know, if we said what were your suspicions, he might have said, "Oh, I think
the creepy kids like
X in
Yeah. I mean, now they're doing something creepy with kids. It's two of them in front of us.
Like maybe
this is a bit
has the priest been working alone? Is the other thing. This priest.
All right. Do you have anybody else we could trust? That could be a question. Is there someone else we could trust?
Are you asking that?
I'm happy to. I'm happy to.
Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we are. Yeah, I think Jim. Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Should we ask him where are the magical items?
You might just say I don't know.
Yeah, but we have no fucking clue.
It looks like
that's why we're here. Really?
Yeah, because it looks like we might have, or something's gone wrong or whatever, or maybe the maybe the bad guys have messed with the timeline so that now the information that Morgan's kind of people and Jack the info that they did have is now different because Carrie's able to go back and look what happened. We renamed the Biro. We bought Dorky Island, so we affected the timeline. They could have done something back the way. Because the Birminghams were apparently never here, so
no one's going.
At
for
least
a
not
war.
yet.
No one's getting ready to go for a war. None of the soldiers are preparing for war or battle.
Yeah, if asking him if he has any allies or someone else that he would trust that we could go to, it at least I suppose gives us
that would know. That's
another lead.
Someone else we could talk to that would know what's going on.
Yeah, is that your question? Yeah.
Is Ray, are you happy for that to be the question? So yeah, Jim will say is there anybody that you trust that we could go to carry on your good work and stop these people?
Yes. My friend Tobias Kelly. He runs the tavern, the Raven's Perch, off Cook Street. He has been helping me with my suspicions.
That was a good question.
What was his name?
Tobias Kelly.
Tobias.
Yeah.
Raven's Perch, Cook Street.
That's on down the road.
That's where you killed Wacker kills Tobias's great granddaughter. Maybe you shouldn't mention that to him when you see him.
No.
I was about to say I don't know, but yeah, this is Kelly.
There's no point raising future wounds.
And
just
with
in case
that last question, he just disintegrates or goes back to being dead. Whatever he does.
Yeah, I think they just go back to being a corpse or whatever.
So what I'll do is I'll post that picture in the WhatsApp group, and you'll fucking kill yourself. So will you see it? So it's up on the screen there if you want to pour over it there. We have another.
Kill myself with it. I'm like.
We have another, obviously, 5 or 6 minutes before we need to wrap up for Charlie. So,
I'm dyslexic. I'm normally really good at puzzles.
I'm gonna pour over this one because I say we're only gonna head over to Cook Street anyway.
Yeah.
There's probably not much point. There's not much point in starting that when Becky
No,
may
no,
have to
I
go
don't
back
say
7
we.
minutes.
I think what we'll do is we'll start next week's session from Cook Street, and we'll be just outside the bar there, or the tavern there. So I'm just as we're chatting there, I'm just gonna pull up that that note and stick it into. There we go. Copy, and I'm gonna pop that into the WhatsApp group there.
We check the other page of the book. There might be words that match the page on the book and match this. Do you know what I mean?
Like here.
Yeah, there might be words.
I will say stuff. I do keep an eye on the book, because it will change as time goes along. Why the fuck's that not? Oh, I have to attach it.
Yeah, no, that wasn't there, and neither was this.
Okay.
The red, it looks like the red and the blue, right? The red and the blue pen is new.
Is new. And, the 3 points they done. But I'm just wondering, is there any words on the map on this page that match the words on that fucking the verses? Go back to the Bible verses. No, I should just jump out at me. Trying. No, it's not jumping. It's not jumping.
The fuck won't that? That should have come up as a JPEG. I don't know. There's something weird going on there. Oh, do you know, it's because probably WhatsApp.
You have your hacked. You're hacked.
I'm hacked. I've got too much fucking stuff going on. I'd say I don't have WhatsApp open on my phone. I thought it would have just.
Bruce.
There we go. There we go.
Is it Bruce?
Brewer.
What's that word in the box down the end of that page beside Dublin?
2 seconds there now.
Is it what? B-E-W-E?
It says beware Dublin, as in the pool. This pool.
Okay, I was fucking dyslexic, but okay.
I said Bruce.
You thought I said Bruce. I'm like, who's Bruce?
Bruce Dove, yeah. However, you might meet him in the next timeline. Yeah. I'm just going to see how that looks in the WhatsApp group. Is it easier? It's obvious. I'd say have a look at it in WhatsApp. Anyway, it's up to you guys. Whatever, you will see it. I think I want my mini bars of chocolate. So the combat tracker we didn't need because you fucking dodged. Are you going? Do you think you'd be going back down into the under city?
No, why would we go down to that fucking shitty water smelly
place? What I'll do is, just before we wrap up there, because there won't be any reason to go back down there, I'll just open up the map just before we finish. And I'll just show you everything you dodged. So that's what you guys saw.
Come on.
Let's see.
Sorry, to fucking switch it all off. Bang. Is that everything opening there? No, it still have bits to go.
Not yet.
So it's a bit awkward the way to do it. Bang.
Yeah.
So I think most of it's there now. Is up. I'll come over.
What if you had a?
So you could have the worst thing you could have probably done is gone into the river area and not have gone down the pit. So there was a what's called a shrieker, which is basically an alarm clock up here. I think that's most of it. So he was there. There was a creature called a water weir. He was under the water, and there was there was swarms of bats and stuff, which would have attacked you.
I'm glad we didn't go there.
And there was this thing that you nearly wandered into accidentally, is an ochre ooze type of thing, and it divides and splits every time it takes slashing damage, and just as this blob that sort of comes at you. You actually took the most efficient route through the castle. These waters everything just sort of looped around on itself. And Chewie, it was a big loop. If you'd have come in the actual grating at the entrance, you would have actually gotten straight into the temple. Because it
yeah.
actually it's a new entrance that the kids it's a new entrance that you could have found. There was a dead end, as you can see, but most of the paths would have led you into that pool where the shrieker and the other creatures are. But I wanted to give a way out that made sense, because obviously
Yeah.
The cultists wouldn't be coming down through all
They
that
wouldn't
shite.
go that route.
No,
No.
why would they? Like a water weir is a creature. It's a spirit that takes on the nature of the water. So if it's in an evil place, it takes on a sort of an evil, and if it's good, it takes on good. So it would have basically attacked you. And it has a nasty thing. It would have coiled around one of you and drowned you. It tried to pull you under the water. It's quite a strong beast, and for 3 of you on your own, it would have been actually quite tough, especially with the bats. So that could have been a very hit or miss battle. That would have been really down to dice rolls. It is a vicious creature. The water weird is. So you would have taken a lot of damage possibly there, and then you would have been. The idea was the worst path would have been to go in here, be attacked by the bats and the water weird, and then to escape through one of these tunnels. Then either way, and to meet the ooze, and then that would have fucked you like.
Yeah.
So you logicked it out quite reasonably with the grating. I didn't think you should go down it, to be honest. I thought you would just see a grate and go, no, we're staying away from that. But no, you took the best path, I think, through there.
Right, guys, we gotta hang up.
Okay, so we'll stop the stream. Have a look at that and let me know if you have discovered it.
We're gonna get it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be brain damaged. I'll be lying in bed at 3 o'clock going, to get it.
So thanks very much, everybody, for watching. I'm going to stop the stream there and see you next week, same time.